From Ford Voodoo Guy Studio in Salina, Kansas, it's McArthur Live with Sarah and Tim. For all the information on ordering and production, Ford news, recalls, debunking all the fake news on social media, and whatever's on their mind, here's your hosts, Tim and Sarah. Welcome in, everybody, for episode 137, believe it or not. We are here to give you all that information that you're looking for here, and I hope you guys are having a great day. How's it going?
I have a sad baby at home.
Oh, no.
So, but we're good. We're here.
We're good. Mama's working. She's got people that want to see her. Good. So, well, I hope everybody's having a great day, and we'll get people trickle in here. We've got a small group tonight, and might have a little less tonight. All Train Nation's going live here in about an hour.
Oh, okay.
Which maybe we'll just end it and go over there. But anyway, they're live tonight instead of last night. Probably had softball, or I think they do baseball or softball or something with their kids. So probably had some conflict there, and that's why they're going to be live tonight. So anyway,
Yep.
So yeah. So
All
we're going
right.
to have to jump on over there, but they start in about an hour, and so we'll see. We'll have to end it, and everybody
We'll see
else
where we're at.
jump over there and see what's going on. But anyway, so yeah. So hopefully everybody's having a great day, and we get more and more people trickle in here. But all right. Let's see what else. What's going on then? What went on this weekend?
What did go on this weekend?
Easter. We both said it at the same time. Easter this weekend. So yeah, that happened. So we got
Yeah.
all your kids over and Joey's kids
Yeah.
over, and so we had a little Easter egg hunt. The fathers had to hide the eggs. So
It was always the tradition that the dads hid the eggs.
yep, it is. Yeah, it was.
On our side.
I was like, I might need to give you guys some pointers. So they're like, they are little yet. They need I'm like, but they found them pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, Theo didn't care.
No, he didn't. But
He grabbed
the
one,
others.
and then after that, he was like, "Oh, sandbox, okay."
But they, those dads did a pretty good job of hiding the eggs. There's a couple
Yeah.
they made a little bit more difficult, and a couple easy ones for Theo.
Mm-hmm.
But Theo wasn't really interested in it. But they, yeah. So of course they fought over who got the egg first. A
Yeah.
couple times, but boys will be boys. Anyway, but that was all good stuff, and yeah. So anyway,
We had fun at the in-laws.
yeah.
That is a big crowd. Not everyone was there, so we had about, I think, 60 in total at one time. I think we had 15 kids joining the hunt. Maybe not. I think it was more like 20 joining the hunt, and then we had 10 kids hiding.
Yep. So they're going to have to play guess what's in the beverage containers for you, because you all know what I got. I didn't put it in anything. I don't have
Mine's
any of my drinks, but
They know I don't put anything in my cups.
water.
Yep.
I would not stay awake if I just had water during these. Anyway.
Well, I don't put anything in my cups because these cups stay at work with me and get washed once a week, so they get water. So then I don't have to wash them more.
I have one that I only put water in. But anyway. All right. Well, good stuff there. See what else we got going on. This is being recorded as a podcast, so you can listen to it later if you want on your favorite podcasting platforms. And I did find it is on iTunes now. I don't know how that happened, but all of a sudden it just is there. So I don't know. So I don't know. I won't get any started in that. Anyway, yeah, so those can be recorded over there. You guys can listen to it that way. Yeah. And then or if you're listening to the podcast, you want to come watch it live, there we are, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. All right. So how's it going? We're getting a little more people trickle in.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of go over some of the recent videos we've done. Didn't have a lot of videos last week. I was going to actually post the private offer segment of last week's live stream as a public video, and that didn't happen. We'll see if we can get that done this week. A couple meetings we normally don't have this week. So we might have an opportunity to do that as its own episode. So we'll do that. And then yesterday, the Maverick Monday flex bet. So that's actually something. We did a video on that as kind of a delivery video on things on the flex bed. We had it in the delivery room over here in Aftermarket. I don't know what, it's been a while, right? We did that video, and so we basically just replicated that video again. And a lot of people are like, hey, this is great info, like it was brand new information. So yeah, we might have to do more of those. So I'm always looking for ideas, and I always think, well, I've already done a video on that, so why do it again? But sometimes doing it again gets a different crowd, and the algorithm looks at it differently, and that kind of thing. And now that I actually have somebody doing a lot better thumbnails for me, might
Yeah.
do better. So there we go. There's a flex bet. I actually forgot a couple things on that I wanted to mention. I didn't come back to, and that was talked about those little storage things in the bed, and I talked about how XL you don't get one. I was going to mention that you can order one through parts and put one in there, so you can actually take that off. They just bolt off, or screws, I guess, and then you can actually order one of those from like the XLT, and you can have them put in. So if you're XLT, you get a blank one on the driver's side and one on the passenger side, just like on the Lariat. And back in the day, 23, when the Lariat didn't require the luxury package, if you didn't have a luxury package, then the Lariat's got one on that the driver's side as well. But if you, and I forgot to go back and talk about that, if you do have a luxury package, that you'll get an outlet and a bed light over there. And I didn't come back to that. So I kind of feel bad that I missed that part up. But anyway, hopefully everybody got some great content out of that, some great comments, so positive comments. So anyway, so never know. I put together a video and go, oh, that was an all right video. You know, I didn't feel like there's a lot of great information, but that was a good video. But everybody seems to enjoy it. So, so we'll got to come up with some more Maverick things to talk about in the next week. So yeah, bring on your suggestions there. Always looking forward to those. Also, upcoming videos. I plan to do a video on the 24 model year Mach-E. So there's a lot of things that Ford put out some information on the 24 Mach-E and saying, here are some of the improvements from this year, trying to get dealers to get orders because they're not on Ford.com. It's not on there. So we're going to be doing a separate video on that and talking about some things on that in the future. Hopefully for this Thursday or Friday, we'll have the video go live. So I'll try to get it recorded because there's a lot of things that are now standard on GT and then also even across the board that they have some major improvements, even on the Select and the Premier or Premium, I should say, trims with some enhancements like faster charging, faster. All the Mach-E's are faster now with more pound-feet of torque across the lineup. It says the new packages, they call them trims, but they're packages. New colors, yeah, I'm going to charge us for them, but whatever. And then the standard equipment on the GT. But so we'll do a video on that and how people can order one. Even though Ford doesn't have it on their website, they did say the reason that they don't have the 24 on Ford.com to be able to purchase online or order online is because they're wanting to sell down the 23 model year inventory. Well, we don't have any, so we're trying to get orders. So anyway, we only have a couple, but we will have some stock 24s coming in. We do get some scheduled a couple weeks ago. So anyway, so we'll do a video on that. I think that'll be a great educational video, and something we're going to talk about later that we're going to do a video on as well that I think people are going to need a how-to on. And we'll get to it when we get to the topic, as you guys have read already, about what is the topic? What is Ford doing to cut costs or cut expenses, but yet not lowering the price? Well, actually, some of the prices. We're going to actually talk a little bit later about some of the other things that we're going to see probably start moving around. That's maybe even a better topic on its own for next week. Maybe I'll save that for next week. Yeah. But we'll talk about that too. But yeah, so some good, I think, upcoming videos that hopefully you guys will enjoy coming up. So, all right. And don't forget about the channels that we support down in the description, including, we talked about All Terrain Nation is going live later tonight. You can watch the recording on their ATN Live channel because they don't usually, once the video is done on their main channel, then you can't view it. They actually don't keep it on there. They keep it on their ATN Live. So if you want to watch the recording, I might have to go over there, watch it. And also Bird Dog Off-Road Adventures. I don't know. He usually doesn't jump on here and watch our live stream, but go check him out. He's a pretty cool guy. I met him at Bronco Supercell, and I think I'll see him in Tennessee this year as well. And he did a video on recovery gear, a video, and I think it was a good video to watch. So if you got a Bronco out there, or even a Maverick, whether you need recovery gear ideas, so he's got some things over there. So check out his video that just went live today. So anyway, all right. And then of course, membership. Ready to talk about membership?
Yeah.
I'm not. Here we go. All right. Tell them how to become a member if they want to be a member.
If you would like to become a member, it is that join button right next to the subscribe button. If you're an iPhone user, you do have to do things differently. You have to go to your web browser, go up to little a and big A with the link up there, and request desktop website. At that point, you should be able to see it.
Yep. And all of our content, you can find it under the membership. Sometimes also under the community tab. I don't do a lot of individual posts in community, but you can find it there. But also on the main page on our channel, you're going to see it too. So if you're a member, you'll be able to view that video. If you're not a member, you're going to see the thumbnails there and the topics, but you're not going to be able to watch it unless you're a member. So anyway, it's kind of a teaser. That's an algorithm that YouTube did. I didn't do it, but I partake because I could not have it on the homepage, but I decided why not. Anyway, before we talk about and welcome in members, because that's some of the perks is, I didn't go through that. You want to tell them about that?
Yeah, so some of the perks that we have, we shout out your name on our live stream. If you look in the chat, you'll see highlighted names with badges beside them. Those are our members, and the different colors of badges tell you how long they've been a member. What else? Member Live.
Member Live on
every Friday.
And this Friday, you might be by yourself.
That's right.
Depends on how early I can get out of town.
Yeah. Saturday lot walks. Now, if we're out of town, the Friday Member Live doesn't always happen. If he's gone, I do it. Vice versa. If we're both gone, we usually don't do it. We usually get a special updated video on what's going on.
But also videos early. Yesterday's video, the members got to see it about 30 minutes before everybody else. That kind of thing. So
you also get a look into our lives and whatnot. We post special shorts and stuff on holidays. And
shout outs on here on the live streams. But before we get into shout outs, we do have mail call. So I don't know if we're gonna get anything next week, but we have this from South Texas Broncos. And actually is on Instagram, he's Knight_Rider, RIDR14. And look at there's came in like a little thing. It's still sealed up.
No, it's not.
Do they order them like that? That's pretty cool. So all their stickers, they have 3 stickers in there, maybe more, but they're in like a little package that's already sealed up. So I wonder if they order them and say, hey, I want like.
Yeah, they must sell stuff.
Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of cool though.
They can sell
I almost don't want to open it.
So when you are selling products like jewelry, you can get bags like that.
But do they stay sealed up like this?
No, you seal it.
Oh.
With a heat gun or heat press. It clips it.
It's a good idea. I think we've been doing it too, is put your stickers in something like a little bit more hard so that they don't get bent up and everything. Now I can't get those open. So it was a great idea until Tim messed it up.
Do you need scissors?
I don't know. Oh, wait. Found a gap. There we go. This is kind of cool.
I ignored my computer when it said.
No, but I might have to steal this bag to put my stickers in. There you go. So there's his. You got 4 stickers in here. So this is what was actually.
I like that.
It kind of messed up it came off on the package. There you go.
Oh, but I like the rough look of it.
There you go. So I like to also when I get them in the mail, and I don't think I did this last week.
See those real quick?
Well,
at least.
Oh, that one left some residue on the back.
They printed these themselves.
I think that's a magnet. Yeah, this is a magnet. So we got this sticker.
This isn't one that gets printed by Sticker Mule. They printed and cut these themselves.
Yeah, they did actually leave a little bit of, like they came off on the thing. Anyway, there you
I
go.
like that. Cut your cost.
That's right. These stickers are expensive. Like I actually was going to order some more and I didn't. So yeah, I was going to order some more because I'm like, I don't know so I'm going to bring my 100 I have, plus I think I have about 10 left over of the ones that I had. So yeah, I'm actually going to wait till Sticker Mule has another offer, because last time I ordered and then that day they like had an offer that came out and we almost missed it. They were nice and gave us a discount. But yeah, look at Sticker Mule, go to the deals because they'll give you deals. And so, wait for the deal that you're looking for. So I almost got some magnets today because they had 50 magnets for $29, which I thought was a pretty good deal.
When I reordered my new size of stickers, the 3-inch, they had a deal going for 2-inch acrylic keychains.
Yeah, I saw that one.
For $20.
And I'm getting all kinds of ads on Instagram.
I did it.
Yeah.
I have keychains coming up on Lightning.
There you go. Anyway, so there you go. That's fun. All right, now let's get into member shout outs and everything, and we'll get through the rest of our stream. Let's see where we're at down here.
All right. We're going to start with Ridgeview, which if you saw our intro, he is the one waving with his truck. That is the weekend he picked up his truck and we got him into our video. Hey, folks, see you all soon. Looks like a great topic tonight. With that, he is our moderator. Wonderful. Greets everyone as they come in. We also have Niles Gridley, who is our aftermarket specialist in-house. He has all the answers to your questions, or if he doesn't, he finds the answers for your questions. If you have questions and he's not in here or he doesn't get to see your question or anything, you can email him at nileslmp@McArthur.com. He'll tag it in there. What are you doing?
Go ahead. I just want to make sure you got somebody. So I started. Oh. I meant to start and then I popped it
Oh, okay. Anyways, he says he wants his intro slide for our cups. He's like, it needs its own segment.
Yeah, I got to get that made. Oh, I forgot to. Okay. I got to talk about something else.
You got to talk about something else?
Yep.
Write it down.
When you get done.
Okay. We have Craig Mock, who picked up, right?
Yes. He picked up his Bronco from Oklahoma.
Yes, he did, along with, where is he? I know you're in here. Brian Foster picked up his Maverick same day, same time.
Yeah, they were both here at the same time.
Yep. So we have them both in here. We have Aurora in here, who doesn't have her member badging, but is a member.
Yeah.
I don't know how we have you in the wrong account.
I don't know.
Elizabeth is here. Gino Abbing, hello, all from sunny Florida. Cool. What were you going to say?
I wonder how the meetup went on Saturday.
They said it went well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to see pictures. It didn't happen unless there's pictures.
I didn't get into my Discord earlier. I need to get it.
Are there pictures in the Discord?
I think so, but new phone doesn't remember my login, so I need to figure that out. We also have Jack Evans, who I believe was also at the meetup.
Was he? All right. I'm not sure who all was going to be there.
Rushman is here with us tonight. We have Mike M. We are trying to stay safe. Confirmed tornado 15 miles northwest of us. Wiped out multiple buildings. No reported injuries so far. Tornado watch until 2 a.m.
Ooh.
In Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
He said then another one touched down, I think he said today, which they call the pencil tornado. By the way, I've never heard that term used, but it might be a term that they are using now in meteorology.
Yeah.
He's like, it feels like it's Kansas around here. And surprisingly, we don't have as many tornadoes as people think we do. I hear more about tornadoes outside of the state more than I do about in-state.
Yeah.
We have Bucko. Good evening, everyone. Brandon Jones, whose Maverick is going into production next week. Mabsim, hello to all. Christopher Scholes. Hello, everyone. Hoping you're having a great evening. Oh, it was in Sunbright, Tennessee. The tornadoes. Anthony Spraccio, I think is how you say it. Hey, Marine Vet. We have Mid Coast, Maine. Hello from the Maine coast. We have Snips. Hope you had a good Easter. Checking in on all of you. And Brandon, yes, we can get you a what did you call it? A sticker pack, Bronco, Maverick, and Lightning. We can do that.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, tornado weather missed us in Indy, but family in Ohio is dealing with it. William Smith. Good to see you in here. Hope your family is doing well. What are you doing?
I'll show you.
You're showing me what? Okay.
There's a video from the Lakeland meetup.
Oh.
But it was on Discord on my phone, so I had to copy it so I could do it there instead of here.
Okay.
So there's a video. Those that are, and that's the other thing you get as members is a Discord, which we haven't put the link to the Discord for a while. It is on that video though, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, so you guys check out the video, the video that Sarah does after you're a member. There should be information about that. We'll put that in every one of our member videos, so you guys know what that link to that Discord is. So.
Niall says, let's go. Motivated Motion will sponsor that segment if you'll accept a sponsor for the cup.
I'll just drone around the cup.
Okay, Niles, we have a new project for you.
There you go.
Let's do it.
So anyway, in the Discord under the vehicle picks, there's a video.
Okay.
From the meetup.
So Niles, I have an idea. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Surprise people.
There you go. All right. There you go. And I got my hat on today. It's supposed to remind me, but I'm not looking at myself. All right. So we have merch shop. So link is in the description. Check it out. It's basically lawmacarthur.myspreadshop.com. And we have new merch on there. So I spent hours getting some stuff. Jeff helped create some. So they took, I want something other than just the Bronco on some merch. So he actually created a couple different of my favorite phrases on Broncos. So check them out. So I don't have my cup here because like two of them are on there, but one of them, but you didn't die is one of them. And I work hard to provide a better life for my Bronco or something like that. And then also can't work today. I have bronchitis. So anyway, we did those with black and white lettering on two different ones. So some of them will have it on the front of like t-shirts and sweatshirts. Some of them will have Ford Video Guy on up here. And then on the back side will be those different three phrases, including hoodies, zip up. We have quarter zip. So a lot of cool stuff there. We're going to be going in right now. There's 20% off between now and the 6th. So there's 20% off all merch on there. So if you want any Ford Video Guy merch, there's some better options for you. Cause I know I kind of let you guys down. There's not been a lot of great options. Now I think there's a lot more options and a lot of fun stuff in there. So if you're seeing me at Supercell, you're going to see some Ford Video Guy merch. Look for me. I'll be wearing it
there too.
Yes, and then for those that want the ones with the "Stay positive, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself" phrase with the sunflowers is also on the merch site too. So check that out. It's easy to filter down by men, women. Even have some stuff for kids in there if your kids.
Do we have any merch in the performance department? This is more for our YouTube than anything.
Yeah. So our dealership really only does like merch for our salespeople for the most part. But we do sometimes we'll do have some Ford Performance hats and such. So you'd have to contact them for getting one of those. So anyway, there you go. And Mike, actually, he emailed me earlier. Mike did about his stickers. So he showed that, showed me an image of that. So that's pretty cool. So
I need to see this image.
did he not include you in the email?
Maybe he did. I haven't looked at
No,
my
he didn't.
emails for a while.
There you go. I'll forward it to you.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
You can go to Ford.com apparel and get performance merch there.
Ford performance merch.
Ford performance.
Yep. So, but yeah, so they're linked down, and also at the bottom, not on the live streams, but on the other videos, you'll see a merch shop banner at the bottom of the videos. That will, if you click on that, it will take you to the merch site.
It does not show up for the live stream, but it shows up on any other video that we have.
Yep. So, and it also should show up on the main page too. I'm not sure. I haven't looked, but anyway. So, don't want to necessarily do it because most of the things in there I do not have marked up much over the cost of them. I mainly got it just for us to get merch.
Yeah.
So that's why I really created it more than anything. But if you guys, and some people had asked for it in the past. So if you do want some, there's stickers in there too if you want.
I do not have merch for doggies.
Oh, we can add some.
I can look into that.
Yeah, because about all of them, if there's, you can put like a little image or something on like a, I think there's a doggy scarf. And then there's
bandana.
also a little, yeah, there's a couple different dog things there. If you guys want it. So yeah, we can.
If you guys want it, let us know.
There's more stuff. There's a lot of bags and stuff that we can add. We just didn't want to overwhelm. There's already a lot on there. But if you're wanting something, you might ask because more than likely it's there. It's just we just didn't choose that item to put on there because we don't have a lot of people really getting our merch right now anyway. So we just did, we made sure we had basically things that we're wanting to purchase. So like the hat. So anyway, but we do have the original Ford Video Guy logo that your mom created. My wife created that we're going to go with for the most part. So actually, I have it on my shirt here. You can see it. Oh, there we go. Ford Video Guy. So she actually put it on here. She did what's that called? Cricket my shirt. So anyway, there you go. All right, enough of that. Anything else?
Now, you don't have a small dog. You have a medium, large, and larger dog. I got the small dachshunds.
All right. Do you have a probably should move on. There's actually the recall is going to be very short. Dealer news are probably going to be pretty short, but the scheduling might be a little long today.
Okay.
We're going to cover next month's.
So I have a short good dealer moment tonight.
Do you have a dealer moment?
I do.
All right. Well, let's
hit that slide. All right. I have Gullo. It's Gullo Ford in Conroe, Texas. The salesperson that they worked with is Mary Chan. They placed their order on 8/9/23. Mary kept me updated almost as quick as the tracker. Honored X-Plan pricing upon 3/1/24 arrival. Had truck ready for pickup at my appointment. Easy peasy. So that was Mary Chan at Gullo Ford in Conroe, Texas.
Pretty awesome. All right.
Like to hear about the easy peasy ones.
Easy peasy. We try to do that. Hopefully, Brian, I think, and Craig, it was a pretty easy process for them that just picked up theirs. So, and if you're, we're going to talk about some of these orders. And
Brian can tell you about using I think he used a money order. So, we get pretty flexible with how you want to do things.
A lot more flexible than the camper place that says that, no, you both have to be here to sign paperwork because we will not mail anything to you. And I'm like, boy, you're losing out so much business because, I was this close to looking at another place somewhere else and just picking it up on the way down to Tennessee because there's a couple places down in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I could just get it. It was like right outside of Nashville or something. I'm like, I could just get the camper on the way down there and do all the paperwork ahead of time. I was that close to doing that. And, but okay. Anyway. So yeah, we have to both drive together, which,
so anyway. Someone mentioned we should have a coloring book.
We used to have, of
the Bronco and the Maverick and the Lightning, like coloring pages.
Well, there you go. Actually, I think now it won't
Well-
let you. You could do some outline stuff.
We'll take Jeff's image that he made and take off all the color. It's black and or just outline at that point, and they can color that in.
And then you guys can make a real hard top if you want it. I don't want one. So there are a lot. I actually went back because I was on the Bronco Nation forum, and there I had a bunch of things. I was like, oh, I didn't realize I had these notifications here, and I was looking at the old them talking about the hard top and everything. That was when that news came out that you could. Those are going to be able to purchase them, and yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, $5,000 really doesn't seem like a lot, but to wait a year was a big thing for me, and I really like my cloth top.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are a lot of people that aren't. I will say there are some times where I'm like, man, it would be kind of nice having a hard top because then I could put the rack on it, and then I could put the traction boards on the side because I'm struggling with where to put those on my Bronco. So that would be nice in some cases, but I actually like the flexibility of it's a nice day out. Boom, just flip that back and I'm enjoying it. And I don't have two panels to worry about moving and then everything. I just pull a lever, and then I just push it back, step on my side step and stepping back. And so, yeah, but anyway, and by the way, if you're looking for Bronco content, Ford Video Guide channel, check it out. I had a video go live today on the tow package that was installed, a rough country tow hitch with the wiring and trailer brake controller for the Bronco and what it looks like. And I have another video going live on Thursday night on that channel too, that I did on interior storage ideas that I had and that I installed within like 5 or 10 minutes. But also we're going to be doing a walk around on the Bronco before going to Supercell so people can see what all I've done and why I chose to go with some of the things that I did. And we figured out, Jeff had said that I had 20 add-ons. No, it's like 25. We're at 25 now or more. I don't know. Depends on if you consider, I think there's 20 of things I've installed on the Bronco. But there's like more than 25 to 30 things that have been installed on the Bronco. So that's a lot, but over time. So it's not something that I said, hey, I dropped all this money on it right now and I just had everything put on by the dealer. Actually, I put things on myself to save on money, and I did it over time using a lot of Ford Pass points, by the way. That credit card is coming in handy. So using a lot of Ford Pass points, including some today for my hitch and everything. So that ended up saving me a lot of money. Plus, Blake and Niles and Aftermarket helped me out and took care of some of the labor costs. I appreciate that. So, all right. Anyway, okay. Onward. I think we're ready now to do scheduling notes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ready for that? All right.
Yep.
Let's do it. So if you have any questions during scheduling, if you're live with us, then drop them in the comments, tag at Sarah Davis, and we'll get to those right after we talk about scheduling. And then, so this next part we will record, and actually I'll use this as a video for tomorrow. So if it looks a little weird to you since you're live, it's because I'm just assuming people are watching that part of the video. So, all right, let's get into it. All right, so we are going to be talking about scheduling information for this week. Also, we're going to have a bonus segment here at the end. We're going to talk about what's it going to look like for wholesale or for scheduling for June production dates here as well. So if you're watching this on our Wednesday night as part of the Wednesday night video and not live with us, then drop the comments down below. We'll try to answer those as quick as possible. If you want to see this content as early as possible in the week, watch it live with us on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. and we can go over all this information live, and you can ask your questions live and be answered right away. All right. So first, we're going to go over the different terminologies that we do each week. All right. So what we're talking about here, and I've actually had a lot of people comment on last week's video that they were asking, they didn't understand what the process is from once they order a vehicle with their dealer. So when you order a vehicle with your dealer, they put that order in the order bank is what they call that. That's where the dealer places all their stock in reach out orders. And when you order with the dealer, that's what they would call a retail order. It's a customer placed order. That means it is a sold unit. Ford wants to make sure those get looked at first. Stock orders are the ones that the dealer puts in for stock inventory. If they have, we're going to talk about allocations later, but when they have allocations and they don't have a lot of orders, retail orders, then they want to make sure they have stock orders so they get those vehicles in. Priority code, that's a priority that a dealer gives to an order. Retail orders can be anything from a 03 through a 19. I still have not updated this image. For retail orders, stock ones are put in anywhere from 20 to 80. The default for both of those, retail is 19 and for stock is 80 if a dealer doesn't alter that number. Again, the lower the better. It's like golf. So that's why retail orders are always looked at before a stock order within the configuration that Ford is looking for or the factory is looking for during that allotment of scheduling. Okay, production scheduling. That is when Ford actually schedules an order. So once you've placed that order, you have to wait for a dealership to get it scheduled for a production date. And that's what we're going to talk about here is what dates are they scheduling for this week. So scheduling usually happens every Thursday. And Ford will schedule them to the week or to the first of the week and then eventually to the month or to the day. I'm sorry, going backwards. And then allocations. So where does allocations play? What does this mean? So an allocation is what the dealer needs to get an order scheduled for production date. So a dealer has to have an allocation to get an order scheduled. The dealer earns those allocations based on their sales volume. So a dealership that sells a lot of F-150s will get a lot of allocations, and it'll probably be a lot easier for you to get your order scheduled quickly. Dealers that don't sell a lot of certain model, they can struggle to get theirs scheduled. Now, Ford is opening this up to those smaller dealers to make sure those retails are getting scheduled for them. Which is a great thing for those smaller dealers. So, all right, constraints, that is an option that may be in short supply or take longer to build. Capacity, that's the planned rate of a given motor trim option, whatever it might be. So if the number of orders is higher than the capacity, that's where you see that constraint coming in. Or a constraint can be too also if a supplier decides or can't supply what they initially said that they could to Ford, that causes a constraint. So like on tires for your Super Duties on the 450s, that's become a constraint because the supplier cannot supply the tires in a timely manner for some reason. Then there's job 1 and 2. If we hear us talk about that Ford changes or splits up the production into 2 different jobs, job 1 and 2. They split it up halfway through the year because if they want to introduce any new feature, product, package, or something like that, or need to make a change, they'll do that at part of job 2 so that they can keep production going, and also in some cases introduce that new feature or product or package. Balance out, that's when they're at the end of production or of a certain color option, something like that. So, all right, so that's all that information. Again, if you have any questions, any of that, drop it down there. We'll answer those. And at some point, I might actually do a video on the process of ordering to delivery. I think that might help some people out. So, all right, we're going to talk about and break down first off the, get my notes here together. We're going to talk about the different models for this week. And then at the end, we have the overview for starting probably next week for, it'll be part of April's allocations for June production dates, but we'll get into that later. So there you go. All right, 24 model year Mustang. The order banks are open up if you want to place an order for 24. And there's currently only 976 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They usually, I think, build about 2,500 a month, I think, something like that. So they're well under that number and shouldn't have an issue if you want to order one to get it scheduled, unless you're looking at Dark Horse. Now, they are not going to be scheduling this week, so no scheduling. We see this happen towards the end of a lot of months for allocations, and this is considered still March this week. Dealers, I think, had today, I think, was the deadline for dealers to put in their commitment for the allocations received and any requests for any extra allocations. Probably by the end of this week, those numbers will be locked in, and so next week is when we'll start with April's allocations and such. So usually you see that roll over a week or two into the month, and that's what we're seeing here. That's why a lot of these models will not be scheduling because they've already set their scheduling in for May production dates. So you're going to see a lot of these models not scheduled this week, including the next one, 24 model year Escape. Order banks are open up for all trim levels, including the plug-in hybrid. They have currently, there is 348 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Not that many at all for the 24 model year Escape. They are not scheduled this week either. So not much else to talk about there. 24 model year Bronco Sport. The order banks are open up for all trim levels, and we're going to talk about something a little bit later that may encourage you to maybe think about ordering one if you thought the prices were a little too high. We'll talk about that later. Or if you're watching this recorded, check out our live stream where we talk about it. And then let's see, there's currently only 131 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Bronco Sport. They are not scheduling this week, though. You'll need to, if you put in an order, you need to wait till next week for the dealer's new allocations. So it looks like we might have one of our allocations that'll carry over then. All right, next on this report, they move on to 24 model year Ranger. So their order banks are open up for the 24 model year Ranger. It's been almost a year now they've been open, but they're still going to be producing for a little while for 24 model year. And they currently have 1,194 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, and they are not scheduling this week either at their plant. All right, next one is a 24 model year Bronco. Order banks are open up for all trim levels with the exception of Heritage and Heritage Limited. Those order banks have been closed since December 4th. Man, it seems like it's been that long. There are currently 2,304 unscheduled retail orders. Not that many. I'd see most of those probably getting scheduled next month, unless there's some new orders. But they are scheduling this week. One of the few models that is. They're scheduled for the dates April 29th through May 27th. So again, for May production dates for the most part. It does say in here, important note, says soft top orders are needed quickly to support the next scheduling period. Buildable orders must be entered to fill open allocation. It says reminder, 24 model year Bronco 4-door soft tops have a $750 discount package starting February 26th. So that was a discount package if you went with the cloth top. And then exhaust availability on the hard top for that. This is for this week only, and also the dual top, which gets the hard top. So they are really at this point just trying to fill in any soft top ordering that they have to keep that plant going, because they have soft tops to be able in supply to be able to put on orders, right? That's how that works. Not really any trim level that's over. Again, if you see the report floating around, the commodity report, you have to understand what that means. That retail order over there, that's a percentage of the 2,300, whereas the capacity is based on a different number. That's actually the capacity they have per year. And so when you look at it that way, if you see any negatives on the right-hand side, those really don't reflect, because when you look at it, like Badlands has a little one over there, the negative 1%, but there's only 364 unscheduled Badlands orders, and their capacity is 15%. So that's easily can be attained next week when they open that scheduling up for June production dates. So keep that in mind. All right. Next is the 24 model year Maverick. Order banks are open up, still even the XL trim, but I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, they'll tell you we can build all the XLs that are there. But again, depending on dealer allocations, like for us, we're getting zeroed out on allocations because they claim we've already received ours because we had so many carryover orders. So even though that's part of the allocation for Maverick is based on Maverick sales, Bronco Sport, and Ranger, which we saw a lot of Bronco Sports, special Heritage Edition. So we should be earning allocations, which actually they say we are. And they say they're giving us a negative number, but they said they've already given us what we were due. So if you were ordering XL with us, you probably won't see it because they're not giving us allocations. We still have about 40 people that haven't gotten scheduled that have orders in with us. So again, I always has to do with the dealer. So whenever we're talking about some of the stuff and saying, hey, yes, this work looks fine. It looks fine nationally. But again, ordering is done at a dealer level. So you dealer has to have allocations, has to have, and then your orders have to be in line with those allocations. For us, we have too many orders for how many allocations we're getting. So at this point, we're letting our customers know we may never get your 24 model year order scheduled. So you might think about putting in with another dealer. So, that's just the way it's going to be. So I don't believe that all XLs will get scheduled this year, because I think they're going to be other dealers in the same situation as us, and that's going to happen. So, all right. Anyway, enough of that. There are currently 10,642 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. 74% of them are hybrid. So you're looking about 7,500 or something anyway. And 64% of the 10,642 are XL orders. Again, about 6,400 of those. So and then it says in here that the capacity or availability on XL this week is 21%. So there you go. It does say required orders. When they say required orders, that means if a dealer has an allocation, great for you. If you have an allocation, here is the configuration you need to fulfill that allocation. Otherwise, you may not get it for that allocation fulfilled this week. And that is they are needing XLT or Lariat orders with the EcoBoost motor in the trimmer off-road package without any of the exhausted series equipment, which in this case is the black appearance package, which you can't get on the trimmer, and the hard drop in, which you can't get on that either. So, well, I guess you could. Anyway, there you go. So if you want to use that allocation, dealers, you got to go with the trimmer off-road. All right. Limit availability for these following options, and more than likely, if you have these, you're not going to get scheduled this week. So there you go. Spray and bed liner, the hard trifold bed cover, the splash guards, front and rear, the tire that's on the XL and XLT, the 17-inch carbonized gray painted aluminum wheel that's standard on the XLT. The exhaust availability is for the hybrid engine, the XL trim, black appearance package, and the modular hard drop-in liner. Again, why do they include that in the packages? Anyway, two of those, both the spray-in and the drop-in as optional equipment, are limited in exhaust availability. I said it months ago that was going to happen, and here we are in that same situation. So hopefully you guys don't have those on as optional equipment. It's included in a package. They're going to take they're going to take preference over any optional one. Let's see what else. Probably to get one scheduled, you got to go EcoBoost. If you're trying to get yours scheduled quickly, EcoBoost. You don't want to go standard XLT. FX4 would be a great option if you want to get scheduled, because that has a different wheel option on the XLT. On the Lariat trim also has a different tire, right, for you too. So good luck. If you're trying to get an XL, it's probably not going to happen this week. So there you go. Moving on to the 25 model year Explorer. Order banks are open up for those, all trim levels. And remember, those trim levels are different and new this year. There's currently, they actually updated it this week. So we actually have 25 model year numbers, 2,100 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the 25 model year Explorer. They are not scheduling this week, though. So keep that in mind. And so there's no constraints listed. Next is a 24 model year Expedition. The order banks are open up for the Expedition. And let's see here. There's currently 360 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, and they are not scheduling this week either. And I think a little birdie, maybe I heard somewhere that they probably shouldn't have said. I think that maybe 25 model year may be coming as early as August, June, July, August, maybe. Which probably could be the same timeline as the Maverick and Bronco Sport. So could be this summer. Could be a lot of information, folks. All right. Next is a 24 model year Mach-E. Order banks are open up for all trim levels. Even though Ford doesn't have it on their website, they are open up to order with your dealer. And there's currently 26 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, because a lot of people don't know that you can order them. That message just isn't out there. But they are not scheduling this week. So, all right. Next is the 24 model year Super Duty. Order banks are open up for those as well. There's currently 18,031 unscheduled retail orders. I scheduled over 2,000 orders, maybe even more than that last week, which is pretty awesome to see. Finally, right? And they are scheduled this week at Kentucky for the weeks of February 22nd through May 27th, which I think is the first time we've seen May dates for Kentucky. And then Ohio truck plant for the weeks of 5/20 and 5/27, those 2 weeks. And then required orders. So they are, when they say required orders, again, if you have a dealer has an allocation, they need to get them fulfilled. Here's how they can. F250s and F350 XL and XLTs with the 6.8 liter engine without the heavy duty alternator with the hitch prep package. That's the fifth wheel gooseneck hit prep package. You don't want to have both. The standard alternator is fine. Just don't include the hitch if you want to get scheduled on those. And then also says in the 7.3 liter pickup orders without the fifth wheel gooseneck hitch prep package. So that prep package you can tell is a little constrained. So there you go. 24 model year XL 6.8 liter gas Super Duty pickups will be excluded from wholesale. Okay, that's a note for dealers. They're excluded for 120 days, so they're trying to get dealers to order those. Also, we encourage the use of the option 85S, the tough bed spray-in bed liner at a rate of 28 to 32%. So that means they have probably that line not working as hard as it could be because not many people are choosing to add the spray and bed liner. Limit availability for the limited trim. Also, the 64D tire. That's the 19.5-inch forged polished aluminum that's standard on the F450 and standard on Lariat 450. Standard Lariat 450, that's the thing. In F550 chassis cab, optional on the XLT F450 and F550 chassis cab. So looks like maybe if you have one of the other trim levels, you're going to start there or starting to see those come in. So that's the forged aluminum wheel that is again standard on F450 and standard on Lariat. It says 450s in chassis cabs and the XLT 450 in chassis cab. So I don't like the wording that they have on there for that. Also, limited availability for the 4x4 Dana axle that's available in F450, 550, or F600, and the 4x4 front axle that's available on the F450 and 550. So we're seeing about 3 different constraints here for the 450s and 550s, which is why we're seeing the struggle of getting, like for us, we have about 16 F450 orders that aren't getting scheduled, and it's because of these 3 things right here. Also, the 203-inch wheelbase fuel tank with the low sulfur diesel fuel is also limited availability as well. All right, there's that. F-150 24 model year order banks are open up right now, including job 2 options like your trim, as well as the Pro Access tailgate. That's part of that bed utility package on Lariat and above, as well as trimmer 402A. They are scheduling this week. There's currently 7,114 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Not really that many when you figure out how many Ford makes in a month. And they are scheduled for the weeks of May 13th and the week of May 20th. Orders required with a tow haul package and any of the available max tow axles. So basically what they're saying is if you want to get scheduled and you want the tow haul package, you need to make sure you have a max tow axle. I don't think I worded that correctly last week, so I wanted to preface that. So there are 2 different options for that. That is option XL5, which is a 3.55 max tow electric locking rear axle. Says that one is not available on the XL or the 18-inch chrome wheel or the 22-inch wheel. And then also option XL7, which is a 373 max tow electronic locking gear ratio. Again, not available in XL or with the 18-inch chrome wheel or 22-inch chrome wheel. So if you're getting that and you need that option, you'll need to go to that 20-inch wheel option, especially if you want the chrome wheels. Now, if you want the sport ones, you're probably okay. Limited availability for the 3.5 liter EcoBoost engine, as well as the 3.5 hybrid, that Power Boost engine, and limited availability for the tough bed spray and bed liner. Go figure. All right. I think that's it for that. the only option that's probably maybe a little overconstrained, but with only 7,000 orders, I wouldn't be concerned about any of them. Lariat Black Appearance Package is over its percentage a little, but at only 12% of the 7,000, that is not that many. So if you have that on there, that should not hold yours up from getting scheduled. It's more likely that if it doesn't, you maybe had the EcoBoost engine or you had the hybrid engine this week. So if you have the 5.0, you're looking good. So, all right, next is the 24 model year Transit. Order banks are open up for those, and there's currently 5,787 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They finally scheduled this last week. They are scheduled this week as well for the week of May 27th. No scheduling for the trail orders. So if you want the Transit Trail, they are not scheduling for those. They are needing some medium and low roof vans with the GTDI engines that are all-wheel drive, and limited availability for the high roof long passenger van, and also limited availability for the digital rear view mirror. That's option 90C as well. There you go. So there's that. So that is what's going on for this week. And don't forget, I also have notes too for scheduling information for the month of June production dates, which are going to start scheduling in April. We're using April's allocations for dealers. So here's kind of the breakdown of each of the models on that, and I'll try to remember to look back on this. Don't need to worry about order banks. All right, so start first with the 24 Mustang. Again, this is for June production dates. They do not tell us what they used to actually tell us their planned production for that month. Yeah, they didn't do that. They haven't done that the last 2 months, so it's kind of disappointing. It was kind of nice having that information. But here's how they're going to be scheduled. They will be scheduled for 4 weeks in June for the dates of June 3rd through the weeks of June 24th. It does say in here, Night Pony package is retail only, which has been from the get-go, but there you go. And then for your specialty for the Mustang, the Dark Horse, that's going to be scheduled for 4 weeks as well. Same production weeks. And in here, their commodities is 50% dark handling package and 30% the black appearance package, or that Dark Horse appearance package, I think is what they actually call it, or something like that. So there you go. So if you have that package, if you have the handling package, you have the black appearance package, it's going to be a struggle to get that order scheduled with that allocation, Dark Horse allocation. So, and again, on Dark Horse, your dealership has to have an allocation available to get scheduled. So even having your order in there isn't going to help you. And even though, we talk about that they are scheduling, the dealer needs an allocation. Like, we're not getting an allocation this month. So if we have an order in there, it's not going to get scheduled this month because we need an allocation to get it scheduled. All right, next up in this order is the 24 model year Mach-E. Again, you can order a Mach-E. They are scheduling for 4 weeks, the same weeks as pretty much actually everything in here is scheduling for the same weeks, the weeks of 6/3 through 6/24. Job 1 balance out is the week of 6/24. So this month is job 1 balance out. They're going to be moving to job 2 for the Mach-E already, which I feel like is pretty fast. The select standard range all-wheel drive, 0% production. So if you have a select standard range all-wheel drive, they are not going to schedule it. So either if you want your scheduled, you either need to go to rear-wheel drive or you need to add the extended range on the select. So keep that in mind. See, next is 24 model year Escape. They are scheduled for the same production weeks there in June. Gas will be controlled to increase a hybrid mix. So they are basically, when they say that, they're going to try to limit how many gas vehicles they schedule in lieu of scheduling some hybrids. So we're going to see some hybrid production for the Escape in the month of June, which is pretty awesome. Now, separate line from it, they're also scheduling for plug-in hybrid. Again, 4 weeks, no notes there or comments on the Escape plug-in. Next is the 24 model year Bronco, scheduling again for the same weeks, 6/3 to 6/24. June, job 1 balance out, 6/28. So 6/28 is when they're going to balance out for the job 1 of Bronco. We have not seen any notes or anything or any whether or not a job 2 is going to include the painted hardtop or not. A lot of people are speculating that, and maybe even having a peak blue Heritage Limited Edition that they've seen rolling around, which I think that is a possibility. But anyway, we don't have any notes on that. Another note on here says significant increase in soft top for June. So if you want a soft top, actually at this point, just order your Bronco. It'll get scheduled. Unless your dealership has more orders and allocations. We're not one of those dealers. We have 0 orders. So we have 6 allocations, I think is what we're getting this month. So anyway. All right, Bronco Raptor, they are scheduling for 4 weeks of production as well, it says. A lot of times they'll schedule that like the first week, just so you know. Again, same note as the other, job 1, balance out 628, and controls on interior trim and wheels. So they don't have any percentages, and they're just saying that they're going to control how many there are. And Bronco Heritage Limited Edition is not going to be scheduling for June production. So that is the only model that is not scheduling this month, which is crazy. So Bronco Heritage Limited Edition not scheduling. So if you have one of those, yep, not going to happen. All right. Next, 24 model year Bronco Sport. They are scheduling for the same weeks, all for June production dates, 4 weeks. Here is the breakdown of what they're scheduling for. Big Ben, 48% of the vehicles built will be Big Ben. Big Ben Black Appearance Package, 0% again. So they are not scheduling those. It's been a couple months now. They have not scheduled those. Outer Banks, 33%. So a third of the vehicles built will be Outer Banks. Badlands, only 12%, by the way. And Badlands Premium Package, 0%. So if you're wanting that Badlands with the Premium Package, it's not going to get built. It's not going to get scheduled for a June build date, I should say. So you either need to hold out or hope you can find one at a dealer. So there you go. That's all the notes I have for that. 25 model year Explorer is scheduling for 4 weeks of production as well. It says ETA on okay to buy is early June. Retails will schedule with this month's volume. So there you go. So they're going to mainly try to focus on those retails. Like I said, they have 2,100 of those. So 24 model year Expedition, they're going to be scheduled for the entire month of June as well. So 4 weeks. XLT in Limited 302A will continue to be a regional control for June. Mahogany interior available on Limited this month. So we've been waiting for this. Mahogany trim is one of those we said, hey, you need to go to sandstone interior on that Limited. Now they're saying mahogany interior will be available on the Limited this month. So if you've been waiting for that, now is your time. There you go. 24 model year Maverick is scheduling for 4 weeks of production as well. They are upping the XL to 25% this month. XLT 49%. Lariat 26%. So that came down. They got their extra percentage from Lariat. And Trimmer is still at 10%. So there you go. 24 model year Ranger scheduling for 4 weeks of production. No note there. Ranger Raptor is also scheduled for 4 weeks of production, and no note on the Raptor either. All right. 24 F-150, it is scheduled for 4 weeks of production as well in June. Early balance out on Heritage Edition appearance package. Again, you can't order those anymore, so they are balanced out. There you go. And F-150 Raptor. So we're talking about Raptor and Raptor 37. They're scheduling for 4 weeks. Actually, Raptor R is as well. All of those. 70% for 801A, which is your Raptor. 30% Raptor 37. So those are the ones that are hard to get scheduled. We actually have a couple orders, and even though we're getting Raptor allocations, they're not scheduling our 37. So if you're in that boat, we've experienced it as well. It is a struggle there. All right. 24 model year Super Duty is scheduling for 4 weeks of production as well. 6.8 liter engines is going to make up 18 to 21% of the production. That is available in the XLT in case people missed that news. Does in here, same note as we did see earlier, spray and bed liner is being built at a 28 to 32% capacity. Kentucky Truck Plant Mod Center expansion. So they've expanded the spray and bed liner mod center so they can handle more spray and bed liners. If you like that nice Ford emblem on the back of it, now it'd be the one of the few times I'd say go ahead and put it on your order. 24 model year Transit scheduled for 4 weeks of production as well. Job 1 balance out the week of 6/10. So then they'll move to Job 2. Says 4P BEV launch is the only change for Job 2 starting 6/17. So looks like they don't have any other major changes for Job 2 on Transit other than they're going to have an extended range e-Transit launching for Job 2 starting the week of 6/17. All right, and that's it. There you go. So I think I've covered everything, covered up order banks and everything. So there you go. So again, if you have any questions, if you're watching this on the Wednesday broadcast that's by itself, drop those questions down in the comments. If you're live with us, let's take your questions. Now.
Did we see any reveal from the other show?
Nope. They didn't. Ford Authority failed us. They hinted it was happening, and they did that because they saw that there was going to be a time for Ford to do something. But I think all they did is the same thing they did in Chicago Auto Show, is kind of just talk about their different models and what they have in their booth. So I think they've pretty much come to the conclusion that at this point they are not going to be doing any kind of reveals at an auto show.
Yeah.
So
save it for something else.
Yep, and I think they're just relying on media now.
Yeah.
I think they really are just saying, hey, media's getting it out there. Social media is working for us, and that's where we're going. Right? So
well, the people that want a Ford currently, they either go to their dealer to find out information or they're into social media.
Sometimes their dealer's not in the know. That's why you have us.
Yeah.
Remember, McArthur, all things Ford related.
All right. Ordered an Expedition Max XLT with control track with an ELSD option. Hasn't been scheduled for production. Could it be because of the ELSD option?
No.
Okay.
Stands for electronic locking or electric limited slip differential. Your e-locker. But yeah, that's not a constraint. It's more likely that your dealer doesn't have allocations, or a lot of times what happens is a lot of your models will schedule like the first week, like next week. If a dealer has an allocations, like we see that with Maverick, we had 3 allocations last month. That first week, all of them got scheduled that first week. So the next 4 weeks, we didn't have anything scheduled. So sometimes it's all about timing and getting that order in. Like we had somebody today that said somebody was interested in ordering a Bronco, and I says, get it in, get that order in this week. Because it could schedule as early as next week if it's in there. If it is not in there, then we're going to have only stock scheduled because there is no retail orders. But we'll get all of our allocations scheduled that first week. Now, Bronco, sometimes it's a second because they'll do specialty scheduling that first week. And that's what happened to us. Okay, so last month was a good situation where we had no retail orders on Bronco. So we put in stock orders. So what's really sells really good for us has been Everglades. Every Everglades that came available that customer turned down, we sold it within 24 hours at MSRP. And so what did we do? We put in a bunch of Everglades orders. That first week, they all got scheduled. We got like 6 Everglades or 8 coming. So we got your Everglades coming here. McArthur is your Everglades Central. But there you go. So that's kind of how that works. Some of the models, I know usually F-150 Super Duty, they actually schedule over multiple weeks. They won't schedule and use all of the one dealer's allocations that first week. But all the other models, typically they will, as long as it's in there. So sometimes it's a matter of timing. If you put your order in the second or third week, you might have missed that scheduling for that dealer's allocations that month. And so you're going to need to wait until like next week. And so, but more than likely, you'll probably get scheduled next week or the first week they decide to start scheduling for the Expedition. So there you go. Next question.
Okay. Do you know if the Pro Access Tailgate F-150s will be built at both plants?
Okay, I don't know how the plants are structured, but I believe from what I can see from what's coming out for us out of Kansas City is that most of our ones in Kansas City are XL, STX, and XLT trim. and know that Pro Access tailgate is only available in Lariat with the bed utility package. So more than likely, it's only Dearborn that's going to be getting those. I think, and I might be wrong. And if anybody knows, I know sometimes we have people in here at the plants. Let me know. I might be wrong on that. They may build some Lariats in Kansas City, and if so, then they would be building. They would probably doing those, but. What they could be doing too, though, in Kansas City is they may be building Lariats, but they may not be building any bed utility orders in Kansas City on the Lariat. So that's a possibility as well. So I don't know how the structure is. They don't clue us in on that. Great question, though.
All right. When do dealers usually get their allocations? Is it only once a month?
Yes, they get it at the beginning of the month. So they basically told us, for us, they said, hey, here is what you've earned, whatever. Here's what you're getting. Here's what we're offering to you, your product offering. And then at that point, you decide, do I want to take all of them? Or do I want to say, no, I don't need that many? Or then you can also ask for what they call supplement allocations, which means I need more orders. And usually what we do is if we have retail orders in there, we'll ask for more. Like on Maverick, we said we want 40 because we have unscheduled retail orders that need to get scheduled. So we ask for supplements. So usually what happens is a region gets a certain number of allocations. If there are dealerships that don't take theirs, like theirs actually, we didn't take all of our Bronco Sports.
Mm-hmm.
So if a dealer wants extra Bronco Sports, they can, in a sense, get some of ours. But they're not getting necessarily ours. They don't know it's ours. They just know if any dealers don't take theirs. Like Maverick, we're probably not getting any because a dealer would have to say, I don't want any Mavericks. And there's not a dealer in the country right now that's not taking Mavericks. So that's a struggle right now. In my opinion, we've earned more. In fact, if you look at there's a report, I can't show it to you guys, but on a report, it actually shows that we earned 300 based on what they have, our sales volume, which is about 50 a month now in the last 6 months. We have earned like 330 that we need. Based on that, we're going to be short based on what our inventory is and what's in transit by 220 units.
Yeah.
So, and if they're scheduled on a monthly and that's over a 6-month time period, take that 220 and divide that by 6. You guys can do the math. I don't know what that is, but we should be getting some allocations, like 30, 40 allocations. So I'm at this point, I know a lot of you that have your 24 Mavericks in there. I want you to get your Mavericks, but as for us as a dealership, if we're going to be zeroed out the rest of the year, I'm ready for 25 to start, because the earlier it starts, the better off it's going to be for us to get the allocations that, in my opinion, we've deserved because we've gotten them. So there's some dealers that are upset because we have so many Mavericks, but we did what Ford said to do, and that was to take the orders early, and we took the orders, and then they gave basically the dealers based on the orders that they received. People wanted to order with us.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with that, and we should, if so, then that's great. If we're one of the top dealers in F-150, now start complaining and say, why are they getting so many F-150s? That's because we sell them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could go on a soapbox and a rant all about that and about, why would you not? I mean, if you're selling a product and you have people that are like promoting your product, and that person is selling, you sell bracelets, right? And jewelry.
Yeah.
Right. So if Sarah was to sell, she's really good at selling a necklace instead of a bracelet, right? Why would that company not send her more of the necklaces that she sells of? And maybe she doesn't sell the bracelets as well because somebody else maybe really likes bracelets, so they sell them well. And so that's as a person that owns a business like Ford Motor Company, that's how you want to structure it. Let me send this to the places that are selling the vehicles. So
I like to say this, like here we sell a lot of trucks because we have a lot of farmers. Here,
right?
I sell a lot of necklaces and bracelets, while on the coast they sell a lot more anklets because
there you go.
They have more beaches
and
more
stuff
weather.
Like shorts. Yep.
Yeah.
Same way in like
for different areas.
The brand manager for the Maverick, enlightened me too on go ahead and put those, like they didn't like that Ford said, hey, here is the different packages, stay within this restriction. Like for us, they said, here is your allocation number you're going to get, which was 325. But based on this and based on the commodities, you shouldn't take any more than this many FX4 packages. And he said, I hated that Ford did that. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Sorry. Because there's going to be some places like down in Texas, they just need 2-wheel drives. So they may not have people that are putting in FX4 orders. Whereas we're in Kansas, colder weather, maybe up north, where they need FX4 packages, right? And so then they would need them. So, just have dealers put in orders and don't restrict it like that.
Mhm.
You can show as a factory what your capacity is to get a good idea, get a range, but it doesn't mean that for us, well, that happened for us on Bronco. I remember that when we ordered, they told us, here's how many your orders are going to have. And we stayed within the order number total. But then they told us, what was it? I think it was it was hard tops, I think, or something that says, don't take any more than this many wild tracks and this many hard tops. Well, we went over that number, but guess what? Everybody got fulfilled because they end up ramping up production more, and so they could schedule more.
Mhm.
So things change. So there you go. There's my rant. I'm done.
Someone's like, you have legit beef, Tim. We're pulling for you.
We do have local dealers. I say local. I'd say dealers in Kansas that do not like the fact that we have so many Mavericks, and they think we put in fake orders, and they want to penalize us and for all that. But the thing of it is they told those dealers, they said, well, McArthur did it the right way.
Mm-hmm.
They had people that legitimately wanted to order with them. We're delivering two vehicles to Hawaii this month.
Yeah.
Right? That are drop shipped to Hawaii. Like we've sold about 10 vehicles to Hawaii. So these customers are tired of their local dealers and they want to work with other dealers that are going to honor the MSRP, that know about that kind of stuff and everything else. And they just want to order with those dealers. Yep. So there you go.
All right.
Rant extended. Now done. Moving on.
So someone asked about the bridge collapse and if that would affect Ford production. It's not going to affect in what am I thinking of?
Well, they said that that port is a major port for bringing in parts and supplies for automobiles.
So they already have a channel to reroute.
I saw that within a week.
Yeah, within a week. They had a reroute for them. Also, they could redistribute to New York or somewhere else in the area to then take them in.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't. I mean, man, that was a terrible thing that happened.
Yeah.
Man. But did you hear somebody else hit a bridge this weekend? Another boat hit a bridge down in Oklahoma or somewhere.
My gosh.
It didn't go down. The bridge didn't go down, but
there's probably some structural integrity stuff that has to be done.
No, but I heard something else about that bridge. They said that people were concerned about that bridge for years. They said it would only take like one little thing like that because that boat was not going that fast. Well, although it was a big barge, but
you have to think about this. The big barge going at 15 knots, which doesn't seem really fast. It does. Someone said it does have the power of 15 jets coming in. Like,
okay.
It has power. It has bulk.
Yeah.
It moves.
Yeah. Well, that bridge had been up for a long time. They said even like they opened up one side of that bridge. The side that the bridge is still up. Mm-hmm. There's boats that are going under there now. Yeah. I think I heard that.
Yeah. They have a channel. They have redirection. Ford's pretty good about redistributing quickly.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But the economy is resilient. So
yeah.
We'll make it through.
But Ragnar said,
I don't think we actually have any vehicles coming through Baltimore.
No.
To be concerned about the vehicle deliveries happening, but supplies that need to come over to the plants, I think a lot of times we're out through there because they actually mentioned automobile parts.
Yes. Now it might affect. Some people are saying it could really affect out of country building, us making parts here and sending them out of the country, that type of stuff. But for the most part, or probably we know that the Explorer plug-in hybrids get built in Chicago, and then they get shipped out. Yeah. So that could be affected.
Yep.
Transit could be affected coming back in.
I'm wondering where that's at. If it's more like European vehicles, like if you're looking at like luxury vehicles like Audis, probably BMWs, European. And Mercedes and all that.
Yeah.
More than Ford vehicle or like domestic vehicles. All right. Next.
Onwards and upwards, we are going to go with Is the max toe axle not available on Power Boost F-150 per the order guide? So is this saying if you have a Power Boost order, you won't get scheduled this week, even if you have tow package?
No, I don't think so because I don't. The Power Boost doesn't necessarily need that axle. It comes standard. Power Boost comes standard with the 7.3, 773, 373. Gosh, 373 electronic locking gear ratio. But I don't know. More than likely, it may not need that
Yeah.
because the Power Boost has so much power behind it that I don't think that you need that max toe axle. So you should be good.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Just if it's an option, you'll need to make sure
Yeah.
it's on there. And in some cases, it's probably not an option, especially on like the Power Boost.
Yeah. Another question. Scales are not available on the Ford Builder. Can you still order scales?
Okay. So used to be what you probably saw was that it wasn't on there because it was part of the tow haul package. They moved the onboard scales to the tow haul package. And now probably the Ford website is not up to date yet. They actually moved that out and said it's an optional equipment now, but does require the tow haul package to get the onboard scales. So it may be not on the Ford Builder, but it is available. There you go. So probably if you look in the Builder right now, you go to the tow haul package, it'll say it's included.
Okay.
More than likely. But that is not accurate. So again, sometimes Ford's not the quickest at updating their website.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Considering the number of orders you mentioned, will having the Power Boost engine hold me up getting scheduled? I've had an order in since December.
I would say for this week, because they mentioned Power Boost as being a exhaust availability this week. But normally that's not on there. So normally Power Boost is not. In fact, Power Boost is a good thing in most cases because Ford actually wants to get hybrids out and delivered.
Mm-hmm.
That Power Boost is, whether people don't realize it or not, but they actually given the Power Boost for free. They're doing that for a reason. They want to get and say they have more hybrid trucks on the road than anybody else. So they want to see their hybrid production ramp up to kind of prove to like Biden and everything else that people will go hybrid, which is a form of electrification, before going full EV. So they really want their hybrids to do well. So having a Power Boost is probably better for your order than not having it.
Mm-hmm. Ready for me to move on?
I'm just whatever you got.
Okay. Is Ford going to keep the blue color scheme for the Maverick Lariat, like the black appearance package seats with the blue trim? Don't know.
Don't know.
Don't know what they have in store.
Nope.
Let's see. I have
A lot of people don't like that the blue trim dash on the black appearance package.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I mean, because mine's got black interior, and I don't really notice it too much for the most part.
There have been talks of rusting in the Rangers. Is this something we need to be concerned about? I haven't heard of anything, but I also haven't been in the Ranger forums lately.
No, I don't. I wouldn't be concerned about it.
We've only gotten one.
We got one. I think the trim on the bed looks kind of weird. None of the trucks I know, like the F-150 and the Maverick, they don't have. They just have the paint on the top. The bed itself, right behind the cab, there's not a bed rail on there. But on the Ranger, there's these holes in there, so it just looks odd. Whereas like the F-150 and the Maverick, they don't have holes. It's nice and finished, so you can put bed covers on there and secure it on there with a trim piece. But on the Ranger, it's really weird because there's holes there. Like there's supposed to be something there. Is there supposed to be a bed thing on there? I don't know. It just looks weird. Have you noticed that?
No, I haven't yet.
Now you're gonna see it and you won't unsee it. It just looks weird. Here, I don't know if we can. I won't.
No, we're good. We're good.
Maybe we'll do you can do a short on it.
Okay. I'm seeing dealers discounting Super Duty trucks 5 to 7K all over the country, but in certain geographic locations, they're holding strong at MSRP, like Texas.
Yes. It's some dealers are just very stubborn. So that's just the only way I can say it. I think we're like at, what are we at? $5,000 under MSRP on ours. Yeah. So yeah, some dealers are just stubborn. Look at Maverick. Look at Mavericks in California. Or aren't they still at like $5,000 or $10,000 over on Mavericks? and we've been at sticker for like,
Yeah.
I don't know, months. It's like, yeah. So some of them still, so when that market went up, dealers are still trying to hold on to that. So, and as long as the dealers in their area are doing that, they will as well. They don't
Mhm.
realize they're losing out on the opportunity. We're going
Well-
to talk about that here actually next.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about what Ford's doing and why dealers are doing certain things. I was going to leave it for an episode for next week, but yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that because I'll do another rant about that here in a second. 2 rants today. Right.
Well, having the EcoBoost with tow haul and black appearance package is going to be scheduled this week or delayed until next week.
Now, if you have the 3.5 liter EcoBoost, then they did mention that. So, let me pull my notes in here again.
Yeah, Brian's like, Maverick pricing California. Why do you think I fly to Salina and drive one back? Truth.
I wondered that, Brian. No, just kidding. F-150. Where is that at? Last page. All right. So, what they mentioned, and this is again notes for this week only, not necessarily that may hold to next week. Limit availability for the 3.5 EcoBoost this week and the hybrid motor for this week. So those two are a little bit limited this week. So if your dealer has an allocation, which more than likely, being this is like the last week of scheduling, most dealerships have used most of their allocations. So if you haven't gotten scheduled, be looking for next week. But and I'd be concerned. Like there was that customer that said that they had one in December, hasn't been scheduled. Now either their dealer had a lot of orders and very few allocations would be my thinking on that. I don't understand why unless you have something that's really constrained. So yeah. Anyway, you might look into placing another order with another dealer. Like find another like high volume F-150 dealer in your area and try to put an order in with them. Would be my encouragement. But always when you're doing that, like I recommend in all my videos now on my build and price videos, always some helpful tips. Always find out what that dealer is going to charge when it comes in. Don't just go, oh, here it is. You can see MSRP there. Okay, great. What are you going to charge when it comes in? Because that's the determining factor sometimes. Because some of them may be like, and you don't want to tell them that you can't get scheduled another dealer. They'll use that to walk all over you. So you just want to go in and just act like you're not even, you have another order with another dealer just to place that order, find out, hey, do you get a lot of allocations for F-150s and such? And then place your order. But make sure you ask that, what are you going to charge when it comes in? What are you going to put? Are you going to add any other dealer fees or add-ons on the vehicles? Make sure they know and they honor that. But most dealers like should get scheduled. I mean, I think we have 123 F-150s coming in in the next month. We looked it up today. 123 F-150s that are built or being built that should be delivered to the dealership in April.
Yeah.
That's crazy. There's a lot of buildup that's there. So anybody that had a December order, I'd be surprised they're not scheduled yet. So you might check, put in that order with another dealer would be my recommendation. So there you go.
All right. My Ranger XLT build week is May 6th. Is it possible it could be moved up? We've seen them move up. We've seen them move back. We've seen them stay still.
I've seen that. Well, and even Brandon's in our group, and he got scheduled, and then his got moved up 3 weeks. Right, like a week later, it went from where it was, and it got pushed up like 2 weeks, I think, forward. So it just depends. So that is a possibility. It can get moved around a little bit, but it's hard to tell.
When can you order 2025 Lightning?
Well, they're still working on 20. I mean, so they opened up 24. Production just started for the Lightning. They actually are kind of pausing it right now. They're still going to build some 24s, and I'm not positive they're going to build the 25 Lightning.
Yeah.
I think the T3 is the new electric truck for Ford. I think I can't find it. I was looking for that. Remember that one time where we talked about UAW and all the plants and what they're going to keep building and what that Ford's saying, here's what we're going to continue to build. At one point it said at the Rouge Electric Center that they were going to stop production of Lightning and the new EV truck would be built there. So it's saying that Lightning will be discontinued. I don't know. What did they start in 22? That'd be 22, 23, 24. So maybe 25 will be the new T3, whatever it is.
Maybe.
I don't know. So we'll see. But
Yeah.
at this point, we don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I don't even know when they're going to open back up 24 production. Come on now.
If you ask them if there are any add-on fees when it arrives and they say not sure or I don't know, do you walk away from that point?
That'd be something I'd say. I want it in writing. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's they know.
Yeah.
Well, if I were to buy an F-150 right now, what are you going to add? I mean, that's what you'd say. If I'm going to order one, what if I grab one off this lot right now? What are you going to charge me? You know, what are you going to add to it? 24s are showing up at dealers. We have 30 in stock now.
Yep.
So they are showing up at dealers. So you can say, well, if I buy this and off your lot, what are you going to add to it? What's your dealer fee? Are you gonna require a ceramic or some? I mean,
what do you require if I were to take this vehicle right now?
Yeah, and they should tell you. If they say they don't know, then that's where you ask for a manager.
Yeah.
Say, well, you know what? Never mind. See you later. And you start walking, and you'll probably get a phone call, or the manager will run out in the parking lot and stop you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That or
Bad example.
you say I want, your signature and the manager's signature. This is going to be my price.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you need my signature to COVP the order.
Yeah.
So I need your signature to verify that you're going to say what you're going to do. You're going to honor what you're going to do.
Yeah. All right.
And don't put a deposit down until they do.
All right. We're
if they
ready
require
to
one.
move on.
Okay.
What trucks do farmers like? Trucks that work?
XLTs and Lariats.
So, yeah. There's a couple of Lariats.
All right. That went on
I was just going to say.
quite a while. 8:30 already.
Yeah. I was going to say trucks that work.
Yeah. Work trucks. All right. Here we go. Oh, yep. That's the slide. Dealer news. All right. So we got just a few dealer news here. And this has to do with the Bronco Sport, the pricing. And actually, it was actually funny because today they did what they call go to market conference call with the dealers and everything. And there were some dealers in there and said, what's up with this price increase on the Bronco Sport? And I'm like, evidently you didn't take a look at it because it wasn't a price increase. It was a price decrease. So the prices for the Bronco Sport are going down. So this is cool. And this is on 24 model year effective today. The prices are going down. Wait a minute. Here, let me read this completely because I didn't read this. Vehicles already shipped to dealers, including units in stock, will be re-invoiced to the new price level, and a new marooning label will be shipped to dealers. While most new labels are expected to arrive at dealerships by April 5th, please allow up to 7 to 10 business days. It's amazing how fast they can get things done now. So here is the base price changes on everything. So this is excluding destination and delivery charge. So that's your shipping charge from the factory to the dealer. Big Ben is currently at $31,230 and is going to go down $1,435 to $29,795 now. Again, add your destination delivery on top of that. Heritage Edition is going from $33,700. It's lowering by $1,335 to $32,365, and freewheeling is $30 more than that, and it has the same discount. So now it'll be $32,395. Outer Banks is going from $35,915, biggest price reduction. It's going to $33,935, so $1,980, $1,980 cheaper now. So there you go. So prices are lowering. So you know what's I think is really crazy about this, and I don't have a lot of dealer news. By the way, there is also this program here on Old Broncos. If you want to lease $1,000 bonus reserve on all new Bronco Sports for lease contracts if you e-contract this month. Anyway, one of the things you notice is in the past Ford would do, what would they normally do? They'd give rebates. We've seen a lot less rebates coming out now. And why is that? So normally Ford would, hey, we're going to throw out rebates and that'll help spur sales, right? Volume and everything. Well, what they're finding is some dealers they're throwing out those rebates and thinking the dealership is going to discount it and advertise it cheaper. But what dealers are doing is they're trying to take that, especially if it's dealer cash. And so then they're not, right? And so like for us, like there's dealer cash, there's these what we call um, something for growth, built for growth bonus cash. So if you sell a certain amount of number of units, then you get this much on each of those units. So what dealers are doing is they're not using that amount to discount their vehicles. What they're doing instead is they're keeping that profit for the dealers, which usually doesn't go to the salespeople. Managers keep it, owners keep it. And so they're doing the old school way of doing things, and that is they keep selling the vehicles at the same price. They don't discount them. Because of that, that's actually not spurring on sales. And then we have this 90-day in stock or days of inventory. And what Ford wants to bring that down. Ford is one of the highest in a way of how much days of inventory they have in dealer lots. And so the rebates isn't working. And so Ford says, we will control this then. Instead of allowing the dealers to control it, now we're going to control it. So we're going to start seeing more of this. We've seen prices lowered on the Mach-E, on the Lightning, and now we're seeing it on the Bronco Sport. And I think we're going to see that on more models. I think we're going to see the Bronco come down at some point and be reduced in price. We actually have seen a little bit of that. We've seen what the manual transmission was. The automatic transmission was lowered, manual went up, which made that a wash. But some of the models, we're seeing the prices come down. So Ford is going to start controlling the price. Of course, they controlled it when they raised the prices too, right? Yeah. So now they're going to start lowering the price because Jeep did this. Jeep came out with some stuff and said, hey, we need to sell. So they actually, I don't know if they lowered the prices or threw out rebates, but Ford is going to have to do the same thing. They're going to have to start lowering prices. So we're going to see this more and more. So we're seeing on the Bronco Sport. We'll see what other models that we find out. And we'll look at the Explorer was a great example. Mm-hmm. Normally, when you go from one model to the next, you see a little bit of a price increase. But not on the 25 model year. There's more content for the same price. Actually, I think $1,000 less on the Explorer this year. So Ford is controlling that price themselves in doing that. And we're going to talk a little bit later about Ford and how they're controlling prices and what they're doing to help allow them to do that. But yeah. Anyway. All right. Let's see what else. There's another one here that I actually haven't read through, so it's pretty long. I don't know. Maybe I need to read through it first. Effective April 3rd. This is on a 23 model year extended range Lightning in the Ford Pro Chart Station Pro distribution. Effective April 3rd, 2024, Ford is updating how the FCSP is distributed for the remainder of the 23 model year extended range F-150 Lightnings that are in dealer stock. We don't have any, but Sunrun will no longer ship the Ford Charge Station Pro for all sales reported to Ford with a purchase date of April 3rd and beyond. Okay, that's tomorrow. And it does say there's an EFC 10039. I'll have to look that one up. So what it was before was when you bought the vehicle, then that information with the Sunrun. Sunrun sent out your Charge Station Pro, which I still have one sitting in my garage. Anybody wants one? I'll cut them a good deal on that. Because I don't think, even with my mach-e, I'm not going to put it in there because, for one, my house probably won't take it anyway. Yeah. All right. Beginning on April 3rd, 2024, upon successful sale, reporting and Smart Vincent dealers will be required to claim program 32376 and register their customer for a discount coupon for for www.chargers.ford.com. So they'll get a coupon, and basically they have to buy it, and then they get a coupon. Upon successful validation of sale and claim, Ford Motor Company will send the customer an email containing a unique discount code for their FCSP. So there you go. That's how they're going to get them. So customers can redeem their discount code for their Ford Charge Station Pro in chargers.ford.com. Ford will ship the charger to the address provided. You know, the question I have is, if you're going to be sent a discount, it says the discount code can only be applied to Ford Charge Station Pro. Oh, that's what I was wondering. It's like, if you get the 1320 discount and then you get the other charger instead. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess that wouldn't be of any relevance. Why would you do that? I guess. But unless you know your garage can't take it, you want the smaller one. It says no taxes or fees will be required, and so there you go. So okay, there you go. So that's that. Oh, and then order guide updates. So usually at the beginning of every month, and sometimes even in periodic times throughout the month, Ford will change some order guides. And so here are some of the changes that I had noticed recently. So yesterday, the 24 model year order guides, they actually made some changes to the 23 Escape and Edge, but I didn't look at them because you can't order them anymore. So I said, whatever. So moving on, 24 model year though, 3 of them were updated. The Transit, which I actually didn't look at it, a lot of the Transit pages were updated, like 20 of the pages. So a lot of updates to the Transit. The Edge also, and then the Ranger. So they were updated. So now on the Edge, the only thing that they did on the Edge was they actually changed the wording. They actually mentioned they were going to do this a couple of weeks ago. And so they changed the wording on the seats to actually say Active X trimmed for the SEL trim as a standard seating configuration. That was pretty much what they did to that. Now on the Ranger, though, I don't know why, but the Ranger on all of the optional pages had the where it said Super Crew 4x2, and it said had a hyphen and it had 5-foot box. They removed the 5-foot box. So it must not be exactly 5 feet. That's my thinking. Yeah. It's not actually probably we'll go measure it. We got one actually right there. Anyway, they removed that from each of those pages. So that on the XL, XLT, Larry, and even the Raptor page, they removed the 5-foot box from that. I thought that was unusual, but there you go. Those are those changes. All right. Any questions about that for removing the recalls?
Not that I have seen.
I'm gonna go ahead and move on to recalls. There's only one. All right, so this week there are a bunch of recalls last week, but this week there's only one, and this happened. This is an emission recall.
You want me to go ask him?
It drives me nuts. Okay, sorry, you guys may not be able to hear that, but janitor rolls the wheels across our floor, which is not just tiles, so it makes a lot of noise. Emission recall 24E02 is for 21 model year F-150 vehicles with the 3.0 liter diesel engines. So this affects 2,218 vehicles that was built between December 21st of 2020 through November 9th of 2021. A reason for this recall that in the affected vehicles, it may be possible that the fuel injector quantity adjustments, IQA, or the fuel injector quantity adjustments values programmed into the vehicle's powertrain control module are incorrect. This may result in the engine generating more soot than intended, which may cause the vehicle to trigger DPF regenerations more frequently than intended, leading to potential failure of the DPF. So there you go. So what's it say here? Letters are going to go out the week of July 1st. So they do actually have a service action in here. It says before delivering any in-stock vehicles, dealer better not have an in-stock 2021 F-150 at this point. Anyway, does tell you what they need to do. It says the sales of California and Commonwealth of Massachusetts require the completion of the emission recall repairs before vehicle registration is renewed. Ooh, they can't even renew it. Anyway, so there you go. They can arrange for a mobile repair as well as pickup and delivery. There you go. There's that. Okay. All right. Any questions?
No.
About that.
They say we cannot hear local janitorial stuff.
Okay. This bothers me. That's good. All right. So the next one is kind of just a fun one. I mean, I needed an is it true for this week? And I was looking, I'm like, well, you know what? Some people have asked this. So is it? Oh, wait. Hold on. Got to throw that in there. So people have asked, even on last week's, that they don't think the F-150 Raptor is being built right now. So, and I think they think that because their order hasn't been scheduled for production dates yet, that they don't think the Raptors have been actually physically built. But yes, they have. There's one right there. It's in our delivery room. It's in Niall's office. There is the Raptor that's being delivered tomorrow morning. So that is a base Raptor with no graphics there that is being delivered. So they are building them and they are shipping them now. So we just got that one last Friday or something. So they are coming, people, and they are shipping too. So yes, not only are they building them, they're scheduling them, and they are shipping them too.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. And by the way, I think we looked, and our Ranger Raptor ought to be here in the month of April. I know some people actually took delivery of theirs already. So Ranger Raptors are being delivered as well.
It's in front of your office. That means it's your Raptor, Niles. You get the first one. Well, if you go by that logic, Tim gets a brand new F-150 2024. Is that platinum?
Lariat. Black appearance package.
Oh, it's pretty.
Oh, wait. That's chrome. Oh, so they changed the graphics. So it used to be on the chrome packages, the 4x4 wasn't blacked out. So must have changed that. I do like the look of the new taillights and headlights on all the F-150s.
I do too. It looks more like an F and kind of goes with the F-150 theme to me. I like it.
Some people don't really like the XLT and Lariat and trimmer grills, the coast to coast ones. I kind of do. I kind of like a little bit better than the Lariat myself. Yeah. I mean, the lights and the Lariats, those LED lights kind of make that shape. It looks all right, but I don't know. I kind of like the coast to coast grill a little bit better. All right.
Yeah.
There's that. Now we're on to our what's on my mind, which this won't take a long time, just a little bit short thing, and then we'll get into Q&A right after that. So if you're sticking around for that, I'm almost there. So let's go ahead and get into that, unless you have anything going before that.
Yeah.
All right. So this week, I was looking for something to talk about, and something happened. I was picturing some vehicles on Monday in our picture building. I do that. Sarah and I and Jeff, we kind of share responsibility for that. I was picturing a vehicle, and some things came up, and I started thinking about it and going, man, Ford's really cutting costs. They're really doing things to cut their costs, but they're not lowering the MSRP, at least not on the F-150 yet. Although F-150, I think, is pretty in line. But they're doing little things that maybe they don't think owners will really notice to help cut some expenses. And I know they said that when, UAW said, when they got their raises and everything, that would affect their overall, some of their, expenses and everything. One way that they're doing that, I think, is trying to trim how many different options there are to make them be able to produce more vehicles with those employees working their shifts, right? If they can make more and the quality is better, then that's fine. But they're also doing some other things, and one of them we've actually seen being introduced for actually about a year now, and with the Sync 4. So I actually have slides of some of this stuff. So let's go in here and pull up some of this. So this first one is the digital owner's manual. So if you have Sync 4, especially on the F-150 and some of the other vehicles, you're going to see the digital owner's manual. So hopefully you guys can see that on the screen there. But that digital owner's manual allows you to be able to search in there. In fact, something we'll talk about next has to do with, I figured out how to do this in the digital owner's manual. But now, because of that, you're not getting a paper owner's manual in your vehicles, really. So you're getting like a little quick guide, but man, they have eliminated that big owner's manual. You're no longer getting that in your glove box. Now, we did have somebody on a Maverick come in at the farm show and say, does a Maverick get an owner's manual? I'm like, yeah, we actually looked in the one there, and it was in there. And I'm like, yep, you get one. You're seeing it introduced more in Sync 4 with that digital owner's manual. So things you're searching for are right in there. But you know what? The bad thing is like, I think even RagnaCon did a video on this and showing that it takes a little while. For one, you have to have your vehicle on. to get into and look at it. Actually, I used this right before I did a video on the Bronco on the top and everything. I actually watched the video. They actually have videos in there too that Ford has done on some. If it's on their YouTube channel, it's in there. So that is kind of cool, but that is a way for them to cut costs. So, I mean, and you think about it, well, how much is it really saving them? But think about how many vehicles they sell, and if they can do away with owner's manual and that many vehicles.
Mm-hmm. You can download them to your home laptop or desktop from Ford.
Okay. Yeah. The videos or the owner's manual.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. And you can request a paper one, but then you probably have to pay for it. So there you go.
I did a Google check and see 24 owner's manual online for the Escape I ordered.
There you go. So you can download it. I do that on a lot of products, to be honest. I mean, I have a lawnmower at home that I didn't have an owner's manual for it, and I downloaded the owner's manual, a PDF of it, on my phone.
If you have to have the paper manual and you cannot live without it, you can order them from the parts department.
Yes, you can.
And pay for them.
Yep, but you have to pay for them. So that's, again, where Ford is cutting costs a little bit is by doing that. Now, another place that they're cutting costs this year for the 24 model year. Now, this might anger some people because we're going to talk about the door codes. So the keyless entry keypad being removed on a lot of vehicles. So that's also a sore subject that I probably won't get into right now. A lot of people really upset because those are being taken off of vehicles because now they want to make it an option. So they're cutting, again, if that's something else, because what they did on the Maverick is they took the door code out or the keypad out, but didn't lower the price. In fact, raised the price.
Yeah. So I did see someone say, well, they would remove an option that not a lot of people want. And they would do a subject test, and they would do, pull in a bunch of people and ask them. I'm like, so what people are they asking? Because if you ask the Maverick community, Bronco Sport community, and all these other communities, they all want it.
Yep.
So who did they ask?
I used my Bronco keypad today.
I want to know that. I want to know which group of people they pulled in to ask.
I think they've heard now, at least from the Maverick community, that. So I'd be really surprised if 25 model year doesn't come back in some form. I think what they'll do, though, is include it, that you can make it optional as a DIO, but I think they might include it into a package, which I think is a shame. But anyway, there you go. Now, for 24 F-150, though, which does get a keypad entry at certain levels, they aren't including. They used to, like some of you, they'd include the little card, the little plastic card that had your door code on it, right? The dealer usually put it in your glove box. It came with your vehicle, and a nice wrap usually was in with your floor mats. It is not going to be on a 24 F-150 for this year. No more cards are coming with the vehicles anymore. And they don't actually show you. They don't put a card in there to show you how to get your code. The dealers were given instructions. That's what this page is all about, which I can't show you because it's confidential information. But I'm going to do a video on how to get your door code. Here's an image of one on our lot, and we have a lot of F-150s to figure out which one this is a door code to. So I'm not too worried about that.
You didn't have to figure out how to hotwire.
And you got to be here because most of the people watching this probably aren't even local. But you can get the door code. And by the way, it only stays up for so long. So you better hurry up and take a picture of it or write it down because it doesn't stay up there very long. But you have to have both. You have to have the vehicle turned on, not started. Anyway, I'll go through the whole process in a video, but you have to have both keys in the vehicle.
Yeah.
Both keys to make this work. My thinking is that you better get that when you have both keys. Because, like for me, your mom has the Bronco key, one Bronco key and one Expedition key.
Yeah.
And the other ones I have.
Yeah.
So usually one person has the other. So sometimes getting this code afterwards, like if you're someplace and going, I want that door code because I'm going to put my keys in it, you better have the other key or else you won't get it.
Yeah.
So I encourage you to do this when you first take delivery. Now, here at McArthur, our PDI guy is getting the codes for us and writing them down on some paperwork that's typically with the vehicle. And
he's a wonderful guy.
Yes.
He cares about our customers and the quality of everything.
he was complaining about it. He really was. He was like, "This is stupid," and he was really complaining, and he's kind of right. Anyway, so there you go. So we'll be doing a video on that maybe this week. I don't know. We'll see. I want to get it out there because probably nobody else is. Well, somebody's probably done it. Anyway, I'm going to do a video on that and how to get that code if you want on your Ford vehicle. Like I said, we did it with this one, and there you go. Now the next one is kind of hilarious because I'm going to actually show you something.
And this is one that Ford can do, and customers won't know. Only the dealers will know.
So this next one has to do with the dealers having to suck up the price of this, and that is fuel. So when you get a vehicle from Ford, they're supposed to put fuel in the vehicle. So here is, I'm going to go to this screen. Here is actually an invoice on a vehicle, and I cropped it out to just that part, right? Fuel charge. Every vehicle gets a fuel charge. This particular vehicle was charged $92.07 for fuel.
Yes.
2.9 miles on the odometer, 0 miles to empty.
How did you go 2.9 miles and only?
They did not put those $92 in that tank.
Yeah.
They charged the dealer $92 to put fuel in it that they don't put in the vehicle. Yeah. How would you like it if you went to Walmart and they charged you something to do something and they didn't do it? Wouldn't you be pissed?
What if they started charging you a bagging fee to bag your groceries, but yet you still have to do self-checkout?
So check this out. $10 lot management fee. You know what that's for? That's so Ford can track that vehicle. So when they turn, you know how Ford Pass, you can locate your vehicle. Ford turns that on. They charge the dealer $10 to turn this on so that they can manage where the vehicle's at any time. And so then the Ford dealer can do the same thing, but they charge you $10 that cannot be. You'll notice now one thing you're not seeing here, you can kind of see it up here, is this the right, you guys actually can't see my cursor. That right side with the $92 and the $10, that's actually on the invoice. That is what was charged on the invoice. You notice on the left side that the dotted lines, there's nothing over there. So they charge the dealer, but they do not charge the customer. They don't add it to the MSRP of the vehicle. So that's funny. We have had so many. We picture every new vehicle, and I will tell you, almost every vehicle has the low fuel light. Every vehicle, I can tell you, they are not getting a full tank. So they are charging. They are charging the dealer on the invoice for a full tank of gas, and they are not giving us a full tank of gas.
No. Yeah.
There you go. Rant done.
Now, I will say that the gas has been something that has been slowly getting less and less throughout the years, because I started picturing 4 years ago, and about the time that I was pregnant, a year into picturing, that's when I started seeing the cars come in with 0 miles empty or just over, because I was 8 months pregnant and I had to go get a gas tank and fill up a car that died on me.
Well, and here's the other thing. Depending on your dealership, how small or big they are, not everybody has access to actually be able to use the company's credit card to fill up the gas or go to a gas station. You usually have to get a PO, a purchase order, go down to the gas station to fill it up, and then it gets charged to that vehicle. Usually, I mean, we have to go to the sales office to get that. So you have people that are back in service that don't have that. Then they pass it on to the guys that wash the vehicle, and then they give it to us. And hopefully you don't use very much, but then the lot crew has to go and grab a gas card or a PO and then go down there and fill it up before they can put it on the lot.
Yeah. It used to be me. I used to have to make sure that every car had enough gas in it that we didn't have lights on in our pictures.
Oh, yeah. You don't know how many. We edit out those. We learned to edit those out. So
because it adds 10 minutes. You have to come up, get a PO, go back, or go take the vehicle to the gas station, fill up, hope they aren't busy, and come back. In this image over here where the little seatbelt thing is, I didn't put the image in there, but there's like a low fuel thing that goes to the right side of that usually. Right now, because it's on the middle of the screen, it's not showing, but it'll have that amber fuel, that little fuel pump right there. That normally is over there beside the seatbelt. Now, also,
what they've been doing on these F-150s now is now they put that up above the 0, and you have not only do they put the little fuel thing up there in amber, but now it says 0. So it's like, so what a lot of times we would do is we didn't, the amber just sticks out, like that amber color, the yellow color just sticks out. So we don't like it in the pictures just because of that. The main thing we want to do now, we just actually take a picture of the odometer so people can see what the miles is. But we would edit
I
that
think
out of our
I started
pictures.
editing when I was 8 months pregnant, and I had to go fill up a gas tank, and I spilled gas all over myself because that gas tank was too heavy for me at that pregnancy stage. I was like, I'm done with this. We're going to edit this.
That's
please.
funny. $97 fuel charge for mach-e. That's probably a charge to charge it up, because you should get a full charge when you take delivery. So it's probably the cost of the charge, not fuel. But there you go. Yeah, somebody went over. So that one, it says, oh, $92.07. I'm like, so you're pretending you actually went over the $92 when in reality, we know you didn't, because I can tell you that's the platinum.
Yeah.
That I took that from the picture there is actually from an XLT F-150, so it's not that actual one, but we could actually have some fun. I could figure out. I know what stock number that is. Let's pull it. You answer any questions that we have.
Okay.
And I'm actually gonna, just out of curiosity, I want to know what that vehicle was charged for gas, because maybe they're all different. Maybe they didn't charge that one.
Yeah.
So let me.
So I do have a quick little update from last week. He did get Fran got their answer. I did find out that the Escape does have the cylinder deactivation on the 1.5 EcoBoost.
Okay.
For those that want merch for doggies, I added bandanas with just the simple video guy. I got that added real quick.
So that's what you're doing while I'm just rambling on, talking away.
Yeah, when the chat gets quiet and they aren't chatting, I go do that real quick.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
what's up?
So the one that I showed you that has the 2.9 miles and 0 miles to empty, they charge us $104 or $106.92
for enough for 3 miles.
So you know how these vehicles are, going to these different lots? They're probably wasting all of our gas going to different lots. But charge the dealer. Why not?
Okay, so how do you charge $140 but yet have no gas in it to drive it more than 3 miles?
I don't know. We're gonna get in so much trouble with Ford. Derek's gonna get a phone call from the head of the region. You got to stop. You got to stop with that stuff. And I'm like, well, come on. The people need to know. No fake news around here.
No.
I'm gonna tell you the real deal.
I mean, you even thought about doing an April Fool's video, and you're like, I'm not gonna do it. You don't like doing fake news, and an April Fool's joke is fake news. He was gonna do it. He was gonna.
So, was this Brian said? Do you have the comments?
He needs the actual unladen weight. The value on the invoice is what Ford is stating is actual unladen weight for the transport companies. I need the actual weight. I can get that for you. Yes.
Oh, so he wasn't talking about what I was showing. No. Okay.
Email me so I don't forget. Please.
Maverick is registered.
I always say this.
Is that not on the door label? I mean, I know it has a curb weight on there. Is that what you're talking about?
Don't know.
Because curb weight would be before anybody gets in the vehicle or any payload gets put on it. In
California, the Maverick is registered as a commercial vehicle. Commercial vehicle requirements actual unladen weight.
Commercial. Maybe they consider all XLs commercial. There.
They might.
I don't know. We got a Maverick in today, and it didn't pull up in my sheet that I keep copies of. And then I figured out it was a fleet. It was one of Bill's. So we actually got a fleet Maverick. Just unheard of. Okay. All right. Anything else? Oh, that was fun. I think that was fun discussion. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
But please,
and hopefully it didn't get me in too much trouble.
If I say please email me, that means that I have a short memory. And by tomorrow morning, I will have done all the things, and I will have forgotten that you asked me to do something. So please email me, and I will get that to you tomorrow.
Yep. All right. Anything else? Any questions here? Oh, hit the little Q&A here.
Q&A. Send it.
Here, move that.
All right.
All right.
Any reason you may know why Ford has limited colors on the 25 Explorer? Sad to see that silver is not available on any trim.
Well, we did actually see that. Well, what's funny is they didn't add any colors, but they took colors away, which I thought that was unusual. I know in 23 to 24, they did not make any color change whatsoever. None added, none subtracted or deleted. This year, they actually deleted some colors. I'm not sure. That is a great question, but I don't really have the answer to. Do we still have that contact in Chicago?
I haven't talked to him in a while, but I'm pretty sure I have his email. Why is the base Bronco Raptor more expensive than the base F-150 Raptor and the base Ranger Raptor?
Yes, it is. I don't know. Actually, we've joked.
Hysteria.
I've joked before because a lot of times we'll like talk about like Super D prices and everything else, and a loaded up F-150 Platinum, and I'm like, you can get a Bronco Raptor more expensive than that. I'm like, the Super Duty, like we were actually we have the guys actually this last week they had to build out a Super Duty King Ranch Platinum or Limited. Did you know that? With the 6.7 high output diesel motor, and or maybe just a regular diesel, I don't remember. Anyway, so they had to price them out, and a lot of them were coming out around $90,000, and I'm like, or you could buy a Bronco Raptor. It's a lot of truck for the same price as a Bronco Raptor, but yeah, that price crept up. I really believe that price is going to come down. Like for us, we can't really sell Bronco Raptor without discounting $5,000, which is actually like invoice.
Douglas said it also doesn't have memory power seats. That's a deal breaker for me. It really is.
Yeah, I really think the F-150 Raptor, the base Raptor, is a pretty good value. I mean, when you look at, I know it's $79,000, but when you compare that, that's only like about $15,000 more than the Ranger Raptor, right? And if you look at all the stuff that it comes standard with, heads-up display, a bunch of other things, I mean, I think that's the regular Raptor, base Raptor is, I think, a pretty good deal. And of course, not only the off-road capabilities that you get with that, it's a pretty good bargain.
Now, here is the most pressing question of the night. When can we expect to see Ford Video Guide bobbleheads? I'd like to see one on my dash. Thanks.
You guys got to get me websites. I'd order one at least just to have.
So I didn't tell you this, but last year with the Maverick meetup, I about took a screenshot from one of the videos and cut you out of it and had a cardboard cutout.
Hey. That's funny.
Can't get your picture with Tim because he's cried with so many people.
Do you remember
over here?
Do you remember when Lincoln was making a big deal with Matthew McConaughey doing in their commercials and everything? They actually had some Matthew McConaughey cutouts. So it's like
I think we need a Ford Video Guide cutout for the showroom. Anyone else? Niles? All right, my Maverick was scheduled for 4/1, but went into production on 3/22. How long should it take to get built?
Well, it only takes a day to get built.
Day or two, depending on
or
when
two if it needs
production.
to go to get the bed, any of the bed accessories done. The problem is that it might take a little while to get through inspections and get in line to get shipped out, because yours will actually stay in production for longer than that day. It'll actually say in production while it's getting all that stuff done, and it'll stay there until it's actually been released from the factory, and then you'll get an update. So that's what I mean. So it'll look like it's still in production for that long, but it really isn't. So okay.
All right. Place a retail order March 15th for a Bronco
Black Diamond
mid-package 2-door non-sass tow and roof rack. Got confirmation email from Ford within the hour. Do you think mine will get scheduled this week?
If your dealer, no, because they're not scheduled Broncos.
That's right.
Right. I keep pulling that out. Just need to keep it.
Here's a statement. When I bought a new car in 2010, it didn't have an owner's manual. It had a CD, which had videos of operating the controls.
See, so that, they're coming back to that just in a way.
Yeah, just in a different way.
Yeah,
right back what you said.
Bronco. Oh, Bronco is scheduled this week, so there's a possibility. Now, if it was a soft top, maybe. Now, again, the dealer needs an allocation, so that's always going to trump anything that I might say. So if I say, "Oh yeah, it'll get scheduled," but if your dealer doesn't have an allocation, then I would be lying to you. So you got to always take it with a grain of salt. So, like the biggest thing is the dealer needs an allocation. So that's why you need to have great communication with your dealer to find out if they have allocations, because that's going to be the deal breaker. And yeah, that's where it starts. So most dealers have probably already used all their allocations for Bronco for this month. So that would be, then that's what they're trying to say here on the Bronco is this is like the last week of using those last allocations. If you have one, here is what we need. We need soft top orders to fill in the slots. You know, it's kind of like if you have something and you're pouring like some, you know, marbles or something in there, the marbles will try to fit where it can in there. Well, right now they've loaded up their production for hard tops and everything else, but what they in their specialty vehicles and everything. So what they need is they need to fill in what they can do. And if they look at what they're looking at, they're saying, well, we have soft tops of it. That's what we need to schedule. So dealers that have allocations that haven't been used, that would be a way how they can get theirs used, especially a stock allocation. So that's kind of the look there. Now, if you're looking at, I think yours was it a two-door? I think it was a two-door. More than likely, it won't get scheduled until they have more allocations next week.
Mhm.
So,
And then how long? Or my Ranger finally says built. How long till I get it?
wait until it says it's been shipped. So you might talk to your dealer, because I like to tell my customers and our members and such that I like to see that it's on the rail. And then once I see that it's been put on the rail, I usually figure about 4 weeks from that date. That's usually what I like to say. But once it actually says built, you might look, because I think the next thing you're going to get an email on is saying that it's actually shipped. So a lot of times you'll see a built and then a shipped sometimes the next day, but sometimes you'll see a built, and that means it's been handed off typically to the shipper, but then it may be a while till it's actually shipped out. So wait for that. So, but I mean, generally you're probably looking 4 to 5 weeks at this point if you have that built, but you haven't received the shipping and then it's been shipped, you're probably somewhere between 4 and 5 weeks. Depends on where you're located and where the factory is located as well. Mm-hmm. So we have seen people, like if they ordered a Maverick and they live in Arizona, it's more like 2 weeks, not 4 weeks. But in, like for us, for Kansas City, one's built in Kansas City and it says it's shipped out, we usually get it within 1 to 2 weeks, right? That kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So.
Is the Ford digital experience in the 25 Explorer going to be subscription based?
So the Google part of that will be after 1 year. So I actually did a video. Did I do a video on that? I don't think I did a video on it, but I did highlight there was an order guide change a couple weeks ago where they actually did not disclose that, and now it's in the order guide saying, because they changed the wording from it was Google built in with Google Maps and all this other stuff. Well, it made it in reference that it was built into the system, so there wasn't need for subscription, but it's not. So Alexa is built in. Alexa won't need a subscription, but the Google part of that, you're going to get it for 1 year, and then after that, you're going to need to sign up for subscription if you want to use the Google Maps, the Google Play Store, and those Google parts of that, the Google Assistant, those 3 things, you will need a subscription for that. Don't know how much. So
still learning.
Yep.
I was driving my Maverick yesterday and someone came into my lane and almost hit me. I laid on the horn and yelled, "Stupid idiot," and Siri came on the speaker and said, "That's not nice."
Did it really?
Don't use Siri. So
that's funny. Yeah. I still think my very favorite Siri moment is in Big Bang Theory, when you have that one guy that stutters, says this Siri doesn't work.
Oh.
And have you seen that episode? Yes. You got to watch that. Search for that. Do Big Bang Theory and Siri. And yeah, that's a funny episode. Okay. Anyway,
it's not a stutter. He has a lisp.
Speech impediment. Yeah.
He has a lisp.
Lisp. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Kripke.
Yes.
Very Kripke. Yes.
That's funny.
Speaking of which,
anyway,
my son Will is obsessed with young Sheldon. Like he's only 4 and he sits there and watches it like zeroed in, which I don't mind. I like that show. How long does it take once a Super Duty has started in production for Ford to complete it?
Again, it's hard to really say, especially on Super Duty. We have a bunch that so every Saturday, Sunday night, typically, I go in and I actually fell asleep while I was doing Super Duty ones. But I was looking at a bunch of them were like produced, and they were last week as well. And they still were just sitting there at the plant and not moving. So Super Duty, it's hard to get things out of there. So I don't know. That's a big one. A lot of them go to Shelbyville.
Yeah. While you were talking on the scheduling notes, I also checked on all of our member orders. All of our Broncos have shipped.
Yes. I know.
Yep. Yeah.
All of our 3 members.
Yeah.
But yet, there's one particular Bronco Heritage Edition that has been sitting at the plant, and all these vehicles are passing it by. I'm like, there's sometimes it is not the best to be one of the first ones. Watch. No. So Derek and I's mach-es are supposed to be built like mine's supposed to be built a day before his.
Man, this is gonna be like the Lightnings all over again.
It is, to see who gets in, because that's what happened on the Lightning. So mine is built like 2 or 3 weeks after his. No, a month after his. Yes. But mine arrived before his.
Yeah.
Because his sat and got backlogged, and the others passed it by, and that's exactly what's happening to a Heritage Edition for an employee.
Yeah.
2-door Heritage Edition race red, and it's not going anywhere. It's just sitting there. It was supposed to be delivered in February.
Yeah.
Still not here. It's not funny.
All right. I ordered a 24 F-150 in October and still don't have it. Does that mean it's still being built by the email I received?
So ordering, you don't know. Okay. So it says you ordered in October and still don't have it. So you need to talk to your dealer and find out if you're scheduled. So if they put your email in when they ordered your vehicle, you should be getting updates from Ford.
Yeah.
If they didn't, then you're not going to get updates. So you're going to need to contact your dealer and find out what's going on with your order. Like, you need to talk to them and say, hey, what's the process of my order? What's going on? Has it been scheduled for production yet? What's the deal? It could be arriving at a dealership any day now. You just wouldn't know it. But so anyway, production started in January. So
the best thing to do is to go talk to your salesman or a manager. Say, hey, where am I at? Have I been scheduled?
Yep.
Because once you order, the next step is schedule. Once it's scheduled, then it's produced, and then it's shipped, and then it's there. So there's a lot of steps in between, ordering and getting it. So I would ask your dealer where I'm at in this process. What can you tell me? Have Ranger Raptors been scheduled this week? I have ordered one, and the dealer told me they have an allocation for it. Should I be hearing something soon?
I'm jotting down some things so I don't forget about video ideas. All right. I ordered an F-150. Wait, you still have the one for the F-150?
Yeah, here. Have Ranger Raptors been scheduled this week? I've ordered one, and the dealer told me they have an allocation for it. Should I be hearing something soon?
So they're not scheduling this week for any Rangers. So they're not scheduling yet. So if they received an allocation, it probably would have been for last week. Actually, we have a Ranger Raptor allocation in there that didn't get scheduled either. So I'd look and say maybe next week. So, and that's a possibility. I mean, sometimes a dealer earns an allocation, and if yours now, in this case, all Ranger Raptors are about the same configuration. Not really much options there. It's pretty much loaded up like a Lariat. But one of the things that we won't, so it should get scheduled pretty easily once they schedule for that. But we had 2 Ranger Raptor, 3. I think we had 3 Ranger Raptor allocations for this month. 2 out of 3 got scheduled, and 1 still hasn't. And so that one's still sitting in there, and it won't get scheduled this week because they're not scheduling Ranger this week. So so it probably will be next week. So, and those are manually allocated. To get your order scheduled, you have an allocation. And so when Ford is ready to pull and schedule that, Bronco, all the Raptors are manually allocated, which means that they actually manually pull it, give it an 01 priority, and then it gets scheduled automatically. So what needs to happen is your dealership needs to give them your order number to use for that allocation. So like we have one F-150 Raptor, and we have a Raptor 37. This guy ordered at the very beginning, and he's a very loyal customer. And we're like, hey, this is not getting scheduled. We're getting bases scheduled, but not Raptor 37s. So they were like, okay, well, give us that order number. So we gave him that order number to get it scheduled. So I know that F-150 Raptor is going to more of a automatic system. Let me look here actually, because this actually gives me the information. So it mentions the manually allocated vehicle lines are Bronco, Maverick, Escape plug-in. It doesn't mention any like the specialty stuff. So maybe they're going to more of an automatic scheduling, but your order, like what you need to do is your dealer would need to prioritize to make sure that your order is selected if that's the case. So Ranger Raptor might be automatically selected, but to do that, again, it would need to be in there as a retail. Also need to be in there as like a priority, give it a priority 3 so that it gets looked at and selected first. So hopefully nobody else has got selected instead of yours.
Yep. All right. I took my 24 MAV in last week for keypad install. They installed it, and now remote start doesn't work from the remote. Does this mean they ordered the wrong keypad?
Probably. So Niles could probably tell more.
He's already left.
Is he already left? So there is 2 different keypads. There's one with the remote start and one without. So they probably ordered the one without, or the keypad that came in, which this actually happened, and the brand manager didn't even know this.
Well, but she's saying the remote start doesn't work. Not
well. I know, but that's what I'm saying. So they probably ordered the wrong keypad, the one without the remote start. So now the remote start's not working,
right?
Because it probably works together.
Yeah.
So I would say they need to go back and order the correct one. You need to let them know my remote start's not working now. Did you order the keypad with a remote start? Because if you actually look in there now, if this was after, or if this was a DIO, that's on Ford. Ford probably ordered the wrong one. They're going to need to send yours back.
No, she's had her Maverick for a while.
Okay, so then she ordered it from Ford Accessories. So you have to order the one with the remote start.
Yeah. So if you can, Niles listed his. I'm going to pull it up here for you. His email. You can email him, and he can get you that part number. So that way they can get you the correct part. Say, this is the correct part number for the dealer for the keypad with remote start. Did you order this one, or did you order the other one?
Make sure they don't charge you, because that's their fault.
Yeah.
They should have that should have been a question to ask when they went to go order yours. They should have asked, does yours have the remote start? And
they probably thought there was just one.
They probably thought there was just one and ordered it, but that's on them. So if they were like, oh no, I think we just ordered this one, they should be able to have record of that. Then to say, then you ordered the wrong one. I need the one with the remote start.
Yep.
So
that is on them.
Yep.
All right, those are all my questions.
All right. All right.
Can you see where your vehicle is with just the VIN number?
Nope.
No.
Your dealer's the only one that can actually physically see where it's at, and they have to use VIN View to do that. Yep. So, yeah, you really.
But you can go into your dealer and ask them to look for it.
Yeah.
So you can use the Forward Pass app to unlock it, or you can use keypad. For me, I'm a mom, so here's where it helps me. I could use my key to unlock it, but then I'm pulling it out. I could use my app, but then I'm pulling my phone out. If I'm juggling kids and who knows what else, the keypad makes it easy to just type in my number and I'm in. So I've heard some people go to the pool. They don't want to take their keys in. So they lock it in their vehicle, and then they can unlock it with the keypad. So there's different reasons to use the keypad instead of your Ford Pass app. I mean, it's a good backup to have both. I mean, I forgot my keypad code last summer, and I had to go in with my app and unlock it. But it was a backup. It wasn't my main source of opening it. So if it didn't work, I had a backup.
Yep. Right.
So if you have a Maverick, your door does not automatically unlock when you reach for the door handle on all trim levels. Does it do it on Lariat?
Lariat only.
Lariat only. So some of your lower trim levels are not going to automatically open when you do that.
Yep. Very only.
Keypad because I kayak. There you go. People are like, well, can't they just break in and take your keys? Well, they can just break in and hotwire it too. So either way,
Yep.
doesn't matter.
All righty. Anything else before we head out? I'm gonna go over
don't
and say
think so.
hi in All Trade Nation. Anybody else want to join me?
I might jump in with
If
you.
if
real
you
quick.
go over to All Trade Nation and you jump into their live stream, if they're still live, what time is it?
9:24.
Then you need to say Tim sent me over to say hi. Say Ford Video Guy sent me over. So I know if Jack hasn't been in here, he's probably over there. So it's fun over there. So we're gonna jump. I'm gonna jump over there and say hi. All right. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. Gonna be getting my camper this weekend.
Yep.
So be looking at my social. So again, my Threads and Instagram account is at Ford Video Guy, all one word, and yours is
Beauty Mama Bear.
on Threads and Instagram as well.
Mm-hmm.
So want to check us out, follow us there. I need help, and you see a lot of Bronco stuff on mine, and a lot of stuff around the dealership too. But so anyway, but I'll be posting some stuff on there, and if you're a member, you're going to get a video walk around probably of the camper. Don't know if it's going to be that day. It may be like a Saturday morning while I'm waiting for your mom to get ready or something. Actually, probably not because she'll be in the camper. Anyway, we'll see. So we'll probably try to do a video at some point. We may, depending on how late it is, we may want to just get back on the road and all that. So there you go. So, all right. Other than that, I think that's it.
Yeah. All right.
Getting closer to Supercell. Bronco's ready.
Yep.
So check out the Ford Video Guy YouTube channel for videos over there on that. And yeah, so there you go.
All right.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. As always, we love the community and all of our members and non-members. If you're not a member, the way you can help the channel is smash that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And hopefully you're already subscribed and notification bells turned on and everything. But other than that, we're ready. You ready?
Yep.
Stay positive. Be kind to one another.
And be kind to yourself.
We'll see you later.